Everyone, what's going on, everybody out there? Mr. Sandman is signing back in, man, and welcome to the Council Roundtable, where we talk that good old fashioned wrestling. And you already know it's been a motherfucking newsworthy couple of days, man. Sheesh. Got my new Nate in the background. Yo,
What's up?
what is going on, man?
I'm telling you, man, the shit's gonna hit the fan soon.
Yeah, like I was at work when you sent me that text. I'm like, the fuck
Yeah,
out of here.
yeah.
All right, peace. What's going on to everybody in the chat? You already know,
I think it's a ploy by Cody.
man. Like when you sent me that shit, I'm like, what in the hell is going on over there in Jacksonville, B?
Yeah,
Well, these dudes couldn't fucking agree on a deal. It's like even before then, you heard about these dudes bumping heads. You know, Cody
yep.
bumping heads with the Bucks and Omega. Like,
But
what?
I mean, it's a loss. I mean, losing Cody's, it's a loss. But AEW can recover from this loss and stuff. So it's not a big deal.
That's a major loss. If this shit happen.
It's a major loss, but if you look at storyline wise, Cody could never compete for the AEW title, so he'll never be in the main event picture. So losing that aspect of it, it's like okay, it's not a major loss. He'll be a mid card, TNT title, stuff like that. That's it. So
And I was thinking about that shit also because he already won the TNT title like what 3 times.
exactly.
So it's like, what else is there? What else is there for him to do?
But I always said they could always find a loophole for the world title because remember, MJF said Cody can never compete for the title, but you never said anything about Cody Rhodes because you got to remember he won his Rhodes name back. So there you go.
That's not the same.
Hey, WWE man, go watch Raw and fall asleep or something. But
I watch Raw and be entertained.
Yeah, entertained by what? A toilet flushing?
I just want to say real quick before we go further with this soliloquy that you're doing, I just want to real quick make sure that we all are clear that I spoke this Stone Cold return into existence. Remember on the last live, I said that what if Stone Cold came back? I think he still got it. If he came back for a Royal Rumble or for a WrestleMania match.
You said that.
And then you were like, Snuggles, he's going to break his back if he does another stunner.
Yes. Yes.
I'm happy, bro. If Stone Cold comes back, I'm happy as fuck. Yeah, let's go.
He's not going to wrestle a match. What they're going to do is Owen's going to cut a promo about this and technical. Booker T's going to come out. He's going to drop him. Undertaker's going to come out and tombstone him. And then the glass is going to hit. Austin's going to stun him, and they're going to drink beers. And that's it. They're not going to do a match.
Nothing wrong with that.
So you think they're going to have him on some Heath Slater type-ish?
Yeah.
All the Legends finishers. Come on.
I think we're getting a 20-minute match.
There's no point of a match.
I think we're going to get 20-minute match.
Yeah, because nobody don't care who does a stunner better, Kevin Owens or Stone Cold. We all know Stone Cold does a better stunner. So nobody don't really care about that.
I mean, I can see a tag match. I can see a tag match. You get Austin teaming up with somebody, let's say Booker T against Owens and Sami Zayn. That wouldn't be bad. Like a tag match. But a single match like that.
Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins ain't really doing nothing right now.
I'm gonna need Stone Cold to go out there and whip some ass. I don't need to see him in a spot. He's gonna have a 20-minute match, and he's gonna go out there and whip some fucking ass.
Did you say Stone Cold is gonna have a?
Well, okay. Let me preface my comments by saying this. If you look at the history, he did purchase a ring to be installed into his home. I believe it was last August. He's been training since last August. not that he like is training to come back, but he's been doing it just to stay in shape, just to have like that to get the ring rust off in case he gets called back, and he ended up getting called back, which is pretty cool. So I'm actually all for it.
I see a 20-minute segment in a 12-minute match, but not a 20-minute match. No way.
Yeah, this dude, like, if there's a match, that dude, it's not gonna be much. It might be like 5 minutes tops.
Yeah.
No, I give Stone Cold more than that. He's still in shape. He can give us a 20 to a 30-minute match.
Yeah, he is in shape though. I'll give him that, but it's like, oh man.
I think Steve Austin's pissed because Sting's still taking bumps in AEW, and he's 62. I think
Undertaker is like 60, or Undertaker's like 55 in human years, so he's still doing it.
Yeah, but in dead years, he's like what, 400 or something,
and he's still killing it. Still.
Oh my goodness! They better not do no silliness on Saturday.
So they got Austin possibly. So they got Austin possibly in a match with Owens, right? And now you got Cody and Brandy probably teaming up against Ego H and Stephanie. You got two matches.
God, please!
What's wrong with that? I wouldn't mind Triple H coming back for that match. What's wrong with that?
Well, I just hope he doesn't have a heart attack.
There might be a storyline, yeah, because you know the whole thing of this dude, them always throwing shots at each other. You know, while dude Cody was away. I guess it's a story there, but
Triple H has to go over.
No, you gotta have Cody win so he builds up his moment.
What the hell
you gotta have Cody take down Roman.
He doesn't have to, but anybody bet he would. I wouldn't be surprised if he would.
Triple H has to go over because
Triple H, man, like just like how
Triple,
because
if Triple H wins and goes over, you might as well just call WWE and call it a day.
What's wrong with Cody losing? Yeah, act like a loss means they're getting buried or that they can't recover.
Look at how many times Ego H won when he should have. He beat Booker T. Shouldn't have happened.
Oh my God!
Sting.
Okay,
it shouldn't have happened.
No. Okay. Yes, he shouldn't have won against Booker T. That I agree with that, but I can't sit there and say that's all his fault. And another thing is that with Sting, it was the right choice to have Triple H go over because Triple H is the home team. Sting is still, even though we all love Sting, he ain't a WWE guy, so why would he go over?
That's not the point.
Doesn't matter. WWE guy came out of retirement.
Sting needed that win way more than Triple H because
he didn't need it.
That was his first match in WWE, wasn't it?
But Sting came back and fought other people after that. He fought Seth after that. He fought someone else before Seth.
He lost all of his matches when he came to WWE. They buried him beyond oblivion.
You know what? To be honest, that's Sting's fault because he was the one who told Vince no because he was scared about what was going to happen to his character. Had he not felt scared about that, he would have. Had he not been hesitant about that and thought about that, he would have been okay. I don't think Vince.
He would have never been okay.
I don't think Vince would have fucked that up. I don't think Vince would have ever.
I agree that he basically he did the opposite of what he said he was going to do and still joined the evil empire anyway. And look what happened. They had him looking like Gary Horowitz.
Who, Sting? No, he's doing good until it's just he's not going to beat Triple H. He's not going to beat Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to own him.
I think he even lost a Big Show on a Monday Night Raw. Did he lose a Big Show too?
He did? I didn't know about that. I don't think he fought Big Show.
Yeah, I think he fought Big Show on the Monday Night Raw before the pay-per-view.
I think the only storyline I liked Triple H in was with Randy Orton when he broke in the home and stuff with the camera and shit. That shit was hilarious.
We all love Triple H, man, but like he's put a lot of people over as much as he's put people as much as he's put himself over.
Well, I mean, he's not worse than Cena. Cena's the shovel master of WWE.
Cena's doing. Listen, I know Cena buried a lot of people, but he did make a great point in that one promo when he talked about if he buried everybody so much, then how come guys like Dean Ambrose at the time when Dean Ambrose was with the company, he was like, how come Dean Ambrose is the champion? How come these guys? Yeah. But when Cena loses, he always seems to be.
Alex Riley got buried and Tyler Rex and JTG lost his fucking merchandise deal because of Cena. Yeah, there we go. We'll just keep
Alex
going.
Riley was a good wrestler. He didn't do shit though.
Cena buried a whole faction.
I know the Nexus. He buried it.
Well, he buried everybody but Ryback and Wade Barrett.
What?
Yeah.
This dude,
Well, yeah.
Barrett.
Barrett, and those two survived. So I mean, also the Fiend.
Heath
If
Slater.
if anything, the only reason why this dude didn't get buried, Ryback, because Ryback wasn't around when Cena was beefing with Nexus. But he made sure he beefed with him when he was a solo wrestler. And what they do? They turned him heel for no reason and made him look
Ryback?
like more of a bum.
Oh, Ryback, he was a bully. Yeah, I like the bully Ryback. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, he slapped that tuna fish on that guy.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. They put him through the table. And then the other guy bullied him in the shower. That was funny.
Yeah, made him open his bag and pour all the water inside of it.
For anybody out there that's in the comments, you know, all you gotta do is hit that link and you can join the roundtable, man. Talk about this old-fashioned wrestling. Like, what's your thoughts on Cody? What's your thoughts on Stone Cold? You got any predictions of the Elimination Chamber?
I'm getting a lot of hate on TikTok because there were some people asking the question, where should Cody go since he's leaving AEW? And I said, back to WWE. It makes sense because the WWE is the better product. He's going to get a lot more exposure, and he's going to have his wife not get booed out of the stadium.
God, you think so? She's gonna get the worst treatment.
I think she'll be okay for the first couple of weeks, but then once they settle in, then they'll start booing her.
I'm definitely not trying to see no Brandy versus Charlotte match.
Great. Hey, what's wrong with that? I mean, Charlotte will win, but what's wrong with
that?
Kevin Dunn better be working overtime on that cheer thing.
Something new. That's what's okay with that. It's fresh.
You can't wrestle, Brain. You can't wrestle.
That's okay. Charlotte could teach her when she's beating her.
Yeah. Okay.
Charlotte don't want to teach nobody. Charlotte's out for herself.
Nah, man. Bailey said otherwise. Bailey said that Charlotte's day in and day out, works hard. She's always in there. She's kicking that. That's why Bailey gave her.
Who's gonna say that? Like, people be killing me with that shit. That's what you call PR and damage control. Of course, they're gonna cape for each other. That's they both work for the same company.
Bailey was trying to give her a rating for the new 2K game, so she gave her like a 92.
Wow.
I'm looking at it now. Actually, the rating.
She gave Sasha a 90, I think, and Becky an 88.
Yeah, how does this dude Woods try to give Cesaro a 99? I'm like, dude, are you on crack?
I think he was joking with that, but I really got pissed off when Woods said that he was trying to give Edge a 91 or a 93. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Edge is a 90 at best.
Yeah.
It's 90, 93. It's around the same.
Nah, because if I'm gonna put Edge at 93, then where the fuck is Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, Eddie Guerrero? Where's all these other guys, like these legends?
Around the same thing, 93.
Nah, they're better than Edge. Edge is a great wrestler, but like as time goes on, I'm starting to notice that people are overrating him a little bit.
Are you kidding? Yo, this dude, I'm gonna shut your mic off early.
Okay.
Yo.
Listen, his Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins.
This dude Edge is more than a wrestler. That's number one. Like, come on,
he's a good wrestler.
He put the company on his back, my dude. Like, it wasn't only because he knew how to wrestle. He was a great promo. He could tell a story.
Yeah.
In the ring. You
know, he did that Ric Flair Road Rage. I love that when he dressed up as Ric Flair in that Road Rage clip.
Yeah, he's good for segments and all that entertainment. I'm not saying he's shitty. I'm just saying, like, when you think about all the other wrestlers compared to him, you're starting to think, like, how does he rank amongst other people? You know where he ranks in all time as far as, like, what he's contributed to the company. But as far as, like, compared to his contemporaries, I can't put him up there in the same light as Undertaker. I can't put him up there in the same breath as Chris Jericho or The Rock.
As a matter of fact, didn't him and Hogan win the tag team titles?
Who? Edge and
Hogan? Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
They did win the tag.
That might have been a thing.
So there you go.
But that still wouldn't put Edge like in the high 90s.
No. You talk about pure wrestling, like ability. You got guys like Malenko, Guerrero. I know the Dead Man Benoit and shit like that. Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect. Then you go down from there. So I don't know.
They about
Like
to,
90 is good for him. 90 would have been good for him. 90
Yeah,
or
90 would have
88.
been ranking for
90
Eddie.
would have been good. I would have been cool with
Yeah, he's
90
good.
too.
Yeah,
I
that's
would have been
good.
cool with 90.
What did Cena get for a ranking? Is Cena on there? What did he get?
He should be like a 95 or 96.
Oh, fuck.
I won't be surprised if he gets that too.
Yeah, he's up
What's
there.
wrong with that? He should be a 95 or
He
96.
sucks. He can't wrestle for
What?
shit. He sucks.
He's always like, that's always been his rating though. If you
Yeah,
think
I know.
of
He's
it.
always up there in the rankings.
He's always like 96.
But his
94.
wrestling ability sucks. That springboard stunner, my God, that's the laughing stock move.
Come on. That was a good move for him. For him, that was a good move.
He
Like,
fucked it up so many times against Cesaro and Rollins. It's funny.
maybe they fucked it up because he did his time.
Cena fucked it up.
No, what they couldn't see him where he was springboarding.
He powerbombed himself basically doing the Hurricanrana.
Yeah, he did land on his neck. I remember that.
Come
shit.
on.
But look,
Kalisto.
Go ahead, Sus, go ahead.
Kalisto had that problem too. Remember at when there was
God.
remember when Kalisto did that move on one of the Usos, and it was supposed to be like a sunset flip, but he ended up landing on his fucking head, like on the top of his head. He spiked
Was
himself.
it
The
Kalisto
funniest
or
botch-
was it that other dude? What's the other dude name?
Sin Cara?
Sin
Oh,
Cara,
Sin Cara.
yeah.
Simbacha.
No, it was
Simbacha.
definitely Kalisto. I remember that.
Okay.
The funniest
He spiked his head.
battle is when the Big Show wrestled Del Rio, and he held that bucket next to his head, and Del Rio missed the kick, and Big Show's still holding the bucket, and then he kicked him the second time. Like, what?
No, you got
That rivalry was dumb. With
Yeah, I
Big
know.
Show and ADR. That's what they try to. That's what they try to get. They try to get ADR over as a face with the whole C chant.
So listen to this.
I
So I
kinda
was
miss
talking
Del
to
Rio.
Chris. I was talking to Chris on my show on what do we do it on Sunday? Talking about Keith
That's go
Lee.
out to Chris, man. Word.
Keith Lee.
Yeah, I told you call in. I said you were doing a show.
Yeah, I told them. I guess he'll call.
Oh,
me when
okay.
he's
He
ready.
might be busy doing something. Probably
Yeah.
making up memes and shit. He's on Twitter today like crazy. But I was talking to Chris about Keith Lee debuting in AEW. That's where WWE missed their chance. When the Undertaker's streak was ended by Lesnar, I said someone's got to be put over as the next big star. Keith Lee and Lesnar could have been a big feud. It could have led to Keith Lee being a world champion. But they just
Hell
fucked it
yeah.
up. You
Keith
know?
Lee wouldn't have done
Agree.
shit to Lesnar. He wouldn't have done shit.
He would have given him a good match. It would have been good.
Lesnar would have bone rushed him, suplex City,
Jeez.
F5, and then put him in the Brock lock. If only he brought back the Brock lock, though.
The Brock. I remember the Brock line. Yeah. Did he squeeze
Dude.
the life out of Hogan with that shit?
I remember he did that move on Benoit and Rey Mysterio. Like when he did it to Rey Mysterio, it looked like it didn't work because like he had him hanging up in the air because he was so small. But when he did it to Chris Benoit, it looked like he bent him in half. It's like holy shit.
Is it on YouTube? I don't think I ever saw that. What
Yeah,
is it? Like a submission hold?
He takes
Kinda-
your foot and puts it above his head, and then
Oh.
he takes that same foot and puts it in the back of
Oh.
your head.
Oh,
I thought
wow.
you were talking about the bear hug. That wasn't that the
No,
Brock?
no. The Brock lock. Look it up. He
I'll
takes
look
your
it up.
leg. He
It's
takes
like
your
an
leg,
elevated leg lock. Yeah.
and then he puts it above his head. And then
Yeah.
after he puts it above his
behind
head, he
his
puts
neck.
it behind your head.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
the elevated leg lock. Yeah.
Yeah, in other words, you die.
Yeah. I was.
Dude, that shit is if you have back problems, that might help you, but then afterwards you'll be tapping.
That should give you instant sciatica.
Like somebody else does. Somebody else does it now. I forgot who does it now. It might be Big. I think it's Big E. Big E does that move now.
Oh, okay.
Yo, speaking of Big E, damn son, how the mighty have fucking fallen, yo. Jeez.
Same thing with Kofi. He went back to the tag team division. What's wrong with that?
Yo, yeah, I'll be so tight. I know Big
What?
E's mad tight.
What?
Like, yo, y'all dudes was heavyweight champions, like on some real 50 Cent shit. Damn, homie. And
I'll be honest with you.
Man, homie.
I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you where WWE missed the ball with that. It's not that Big E lost the title. It's not that Big E has to go back to the tag division. It's that WWE should have turned him heel. They should have turned him heel once they took the belt off of him, because they could have used the whole "y'all didn't support me when I was champion, so why should I go out here and entertain you guys" kind of thing, you know?
I agree with him though, because everybody that was sitting there saying that wanted Big E as champion, it's like as soon as he won the belt, which it was a little premature when he cashed in, all his fans just like, they just left.
Yeah.
The ratings just went down. And it's like, yo, and this is the thing that killed me. Like, you know, when people tell Vince what they want, and then when Vince give motherfuckers what they want, and then the ratings go down or what may have you, that's when Vince is like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what the fuck I want. People
exactly.
gotta remember that shit too.
Yep, and then not only that, but he could have cut a promo saying, "Oh, y'all didn't take me seriously before when I was champion. They're gonna take me seriously now." And then he could have went out there and destroyed any wrestler he felt like.
But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna let Toph talk after I say this. Here's the thing, like I was saying from before in one of my other videos, I was saying that like Biggie don't have to be like the angry black man, the dominant angry black man, and you know all this everything is serious. Just cut all that gyrating and pouring ice cream on your nipples bullshit.
That shit funny. Come on.
No, it's fun. Not. It's very fucking cringe.
Tossing pancakes.
Come on, we love Biggie.
They gave Naomi 77. Yo, that's fucked up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She hasn't done shit in like 3 years. Maybe more.
She just had a hell of a match this past SmackDown.
I'm talking about like championship wise. She didn't do shit. She hasn't done shit since she lost that title at WrestleMania in Florida.
Because she constantly beefing with Michael Jackson over there.
Oh, you talking about Sonya Deville? Man, leave her alone. She's cool.
That was like Michael Jackson.
Man, she's cool.
What did they give the MMA fighter? What's her name? Baszler, what her fuck her name is? Baszler. What did they give her for a rating?
An 89.
89.
They didn't show her yet.
Is it? Probably gonna give her like an 85.
Yeah, probably maybe 80.
Yeah.
She should get
what's going on, B?
Sandman, I'm working out. It's time for a mixed tag against Brandy and Cody. Because I am the game.
Why does it have to be Triple H?
Assassin.
It could be Miz.
Best for business.
What do you mean?
The Miz versus Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and then you'll have Brandy and Maurice. Well, no, it makes sense because Brandy can't wrestle like you said, and neither could Maurice.
So
I'll have the Miz whacked.
Get him a match. Why not? Miz just did a great job with Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Hey, Triple H.
You don't have to worry about Miz. I'll have him whacked. And then Stephanie and I will take the spot.
But you know what, though? If Triple H does go up against Cody Rhodes, and let's say it's an intergender match, right? If that really happens, I bet you any money Triple H is going to cut a great promo, legendary at that, because remember, when Cody Rhodes first came to AEW, he was taking a hell of a shot, not only at WWE, but specifically at Triple H. So Triple H is definitely going to have a whole lot to say in those promos. And then you'll have an epic showdown between those two. I honestly think that Triple H and Cody should not start the match. It should be Stephanie and Brandy and let them, chill on the side until it's time to get them two in the ring.
Yeah. Hey, Triple H, are you suffering from indigestion or you pulled your groin with those?
Gas.
The only indigestion that I have is trying to get on the booking committee. This main event between Roman and Brock that nobody wants to see.
I want to see it. What's wrong with that? I want to see it. I'm nobody.
And this is the thing that I don't understand. Like what I was saying in the last show, like because everybody's saying that basically Brock is an odds-on favorite. He's definitely going to leave the chamber.
It's actually Lashley
as champion. I want Lashley to retain too. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, what the fuck was the point of this dude?
Yeah, losing the title. Yeah,
to make him a two-time.
It doesn't matter, bro. All seriousness, the problem is that the WWE title is not a priority.
Yeah, but the same thing happened with Kane. He won the belt, and 24 hours later, he lost to Stone Cold.
The WWE title was not a priority. I was talking about this with some friends of mine last year in November. It doesn't matter. Big E, Lashley, it doesn't matter. The WWE title is not a priority. The priority at WrestleMania 38, gosh, we're getting old, is Roman versus Brock Night 2, and Night 1 is Ronda versus whoever. That's it. Those are the top 2 matches.
What's wrong with that?
Everything else, they're making it up. So,
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
what's wrong with that is the WWE title is not a priority. That's what's wrong with that. So it doesn't matter.
Come on, Snugs. Like, come on, come on, my dude. Like, how could he sit there and bury the most prestigious title in all of the wrestling business? Like, you had motherfuckers like a Bruno Sammartino holding that belt down.
See, the way that WWE does things is the top title depends on the guy holding it. Remember when Triple H was World Heavyweight Champion? That was the top title. Then when John Cena was WWE Champion, that was the top title. Then you have a few years where they're even. You remember like when Edge was Heavyweight Champion and Orton was WWE Champion. So like in the late 2000s, early 2010s, it was even. But then when you had like, remember when Sheamus won the Rumble? What was that? The opening match. Remember when Edge defended the title against Del Rio? That was the opening match. You know what I'm saying?
That's the different because it depends on story.
Right now, Roman is the top guy in WWE. So since he's the top guy, the Universal title is the top belt. But if he was a WWE champion, that would be the top belt. That's how it works in WWE.
It's the same thing with Raw and SmackDown. That's how they used to do Raw and SmackDown back in the day. If you were a SmackDown champion, more than likely you went on first and the Raw champion went on last.
Yeah, that's true, but it wasn't like how it is now. Like if you look at those manias, like, you know, the 20s, like 23, 24, 25, they were respectful. You know, they were like the whatever title was main eventing. It wasn't like the other title was in the opening match. It would be in the middle of the card or like second to last. But now what they do is you got the top title at the top and then the other title is at the bottom.
See, what I disagree with you on this is that Brock Lesnar, when he was champion, he was also the first match at one of the WrestleManias.
Oh, shit. You know what I just thought? Cody leaving, going back to WWE. Now he's got his Cody Nightmare Factory. Look at all the wrestlers WWE can get now. Holy shit.
What do you mean?
Because he runs the Nightmare Factory.
Well,
so all the guys that are developing wrestlers can go to WWE.
Nice.
Oh, now I know what you mean. So basically, where he goes, the factory goes with him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, they could probably split it, share.
Don't need him, though. We got NXT and people in the
No, I know
center.
that. But I'm saying they might, scoop out a couple guys out of there.
Ain't nobody trying to scoop up no QT Marshall, though. He could stay his bum ass.
Hey, man, he rocks those Soprano t-shirts, man. Tony Soprano.
Fuck out there. That dude is I never seen the appeal of QT Marshall. I thought that dude was a hammer from Jump Street.
Heenan would have loved him. Hammenegger.
Fuck out of here, B. But speaking of titles and shit, did you hear that dumb shit that this dude Bully, Bubba, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself?
Leave him alone.
Put the pipe down.
Nah.
I didn't sit there and say, but Goldberg should win in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And basically have this dude retain at the next SmackDown. Why?
What's wrong with that?
I would never take Bully Ray's opinion because this dude laid himself on a table after taking a twist of fate in TNA and took a nap.
Are you serious? Like, really, my dude?
Wait a minute.
What's wrong with that?
Wait a minute. So he's saying that Goldberg should beat Roman at Saudi Arabia and then go on to WrestleMania as a champion?
No. Not go to WrestleMania as champion. He should win at Saudi Arabia and lose at the following SmackDown, the next SmackDown. Basically,
that could work if it's done right.
Why kill Roman?
Hold on, Nate. Give me a second, Nate. How can that work, Snugs? Talk to me. Your brilliant idea behind what Bully Ray just fucking said.
It worked for Stone Cold.
Stone Cold didn't have a long ass reign like Roman Reigns.
Hold on, Stone Cold had a decent run, or not decent, but I mean, like he had a pretty lengthy title run. Lost it to Kane. 24 hours later, took the title right back.
But Stone Cold wasn't holding on to the belt for over 500 days.
But it's Goldberg.
Nobody cares about Goldberg, dude.
Why kill Roman's momentum when now you got possibly Cody coming in? Cody's the one maybe to take Roman down since you can't get The Rock.
Here's what they should do.
It gives Roman another title.
But here's what they
Jesus
should do.
Christ.
Here's what they should do. I'll take Bully's idea and make it logical. What they should do is, since we're unfortunately going to get Brock Roman anyway, what they should do is have Brock win at Mania. He's Universal Champion and WWE Champion. And then he should drop one of the belts the very next night at the post-Mania Raw. Those post-Mania Raws are supposed to have big angles, big debuts, and stuff like that. Those used to be the shows of the year. And legitimately, I don't remember the last big post-Mania Raw. I don't remember. I don't. It's been years. I guess AEW has stolen their thunder.
I think you just have selective memory. You don't want to remember the last year, or the year before that, or the year before that, or the year before that.
I'm talking about big angles. I'm talking about like holy shit, like what Nate just said. Like remember that Ziggler show? Like that was the post-Mania Raw for.
That's the last one I really remember.
Yeah. That was Mania 29. That was over a decade ago. That was when Ziggler cashed in. That was when the Taker was in the ring, and then the Shield interrupted him. Ryback turned heel. Remember the fans were singing the
Lesnar coming back was a good one, too. When Lesnar came and dropped Cena, that was a good one, too.
Yeah, that was 2012. And it's 2022. That was a decade ago. 10 years. Yeah. They have not had a big post-Mania Raw with angles and debuts and stuff. And to make it even better, Lashley even said himself on TV the other week, he said, hey, Brock, when's the last time you had a match on television? They can do that. So why not do Lashley versus Brock the night after? Brock Lesnar, first match on live TV in like how many years? I don't even remember. Like what, 2003? Maybe?
Something like that. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Okay, what's going on?
What's good, y'all?
All right. Well, welcome to the round table.
Round table, we're in square boxes.
Oh yeah. Before you continue on, Kang, they gave Baszler 86 in ratings.
That's good. Yeah, I figure 80s. Yeah.
Should have gave her an 88 or a 90.
If she was in NXT, yeah.
I mean, like she should be right there with Becky, 88 or 90.
They gave Becky like a 90 fucking 4, some bullshit like that. The fuck out of here.
Oh, okay.
The man gave her 4 points. That's why.
I'm thinking of Bailey's ranking.
In the 2K22, Kang.
You talking about WWE 2K22?
Yeah.
What? So what? They going hard with the ratings this year? Like what the Roman Reigns get?
She get like a 96.
97 somehow.
Damn.
Roman Reigns should be 99. Period.
He should be 98, 97.
Yeah, he got he the best thing going in the E right now.
Shit, in the whole wrestling world. Ain't nobody
the only thing going in the E right now.
Pretty much.
Cause they dropped the ball with Big E. Big E, they just gave up on him.
What do you mean?
Big E should have never been WWE champion to begin with. That's the reality of it.
So how good was Raw last night? Because I do.
They didn't give up on Big E. WWE fans gave up on Big E.
I agree with Snubs. I do agree with Snubs on that. Because
I heard
the ratings go down when this dude was champ.
I ain't know if he's even on because I looked on USA. I just saw figure skating.
It's on Sci-Fi because of the Olympics.
I saw figure skating and said, fuck it. I ain't missing shit. So I said, you know what? I ain't looking for this bullshit. I'm just gonna go ahead and just chop it up.
The only real highlight that happened was this bitch. What's her name again?
What? Raw was great this past week.
What's her name? Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley
went through a gauntlet match. She held it down.
Hell yeah.
Nobody watching Raw.
Raw was really good this past week.
Ended up winning a gauntlet match.
You got 8 pillows. That was a review. 8 pillows. That's bad.
It was a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Really good.
What's up, though? So what's up?
Ain't nobody watching Raw.
So what's up? They bringing the rattlesnake back.
Yeah, that's the rumor going around saying that this dude might potentially have a match with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Shit.
Imagine if they put that effort into building people. Imagine if they put that effort into building people.
Man, come on, man. Are you serious?
Yo, you gotta thank Snubs for that. Snubs jinxed it.
Come on, man.
Thanks that the last episode.
The thing is this. They was telling me last week, WWE, all right, they in the billionaire bracket now, but yeah, you reaching out to people in the Attitude Era?
What's wrong with that?
Pay for your talent?
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with
it. They can't make their own talent.
That's not true. What it is, this is what it comes down to is this. They have to put asses in seats. And who's the best outside of like obvious people like The Rock and Undertaker? Stone Cold is probably the best to ever put people in the seats. So,
they gotta do that because they're not building anybody.
So the whole thing is this. Every WrestleMania has to have an attraction. There has to be a reason why you're coming to watch that. And Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar can't be the only attraction. It has to be more on the card. And so bringing back an Attitude Era wrestler, I hate how people they always go, why do they have to bring back a legend? Why can't they give it to a young guy? It's like you don't want any of these people who like me, for example, who grew up watching these guys have another match, one more match. Where was that argument when Sting was wrestling? Sting is old as fuck. He's a fossil. I don't hear nobody complaining about he's taking a spot from somebody. What about Lita?
You can't say that. I complained about that. Remember, I was the one that said the Acclaimed should have won that match when they was going against
symmetrics. See, it got to make sense though. It got to make sense. I don't mind nostalgia because nostalgia sells. But think about it. I made a post the other day. Remember when you had Randy Orton and Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan could barely fucking walk. And yet he beat Randy Orton. And Randy Orton...
Because that leg drop is deadly.
SummerSlam.
That nigga leg drop couldn't even pick up
done in ECW.
He couldn't even pick his leg up, son.
I don't know about that.
The only reason why he won that match because he was promoting Hogan Knows Best.
But that shit looked bad because you think about this. If you that's like bringing Andre and Savage to beat down Rock and Stone Cold in the Attitude Era when you're going into a new era.
Would you really let Hogan lose a match where his daughter's getting hit on by fucking Randy Orton while also spitting in Hogan's face? Like, come on. Hogan has to win something out of that whole feud.
Yeah, I like that RKO on the car.
He RKO'd him on the car.
Yeah, that shit was
Come on. Hogan got to win somewhere. He was getting beat up the whole feud.
He won. Man. Yeah, Hogan did win in the 80s and 90s, and like for 20 years.
And you know what's funny? It took all the years he was winning in the 80s and 90s. The only person that gave him a loss in his prime was Undertaker.
That's why I like Undertaker this day.
You got me, brother.
I can't believe Hogan never beat Piper. Hogan never beat Piper. That's crazy.
Yeah, he did.
When?
98.
No, I'm pretty sure Piper.
I don't think he beat Piper.
No, he never beat Piper.
Oh, he never beat Piper? Okay.
He never beat, Hogan never beat three people. He never beat Piper, he never beat Rock, and never beat Goldberg.
What about that tag match with Piper and Mr. Wonderful?
Yeah, I don't count tag matches.
He never beat Rock either.
Did he beat Warrior?
Yeah, he did beat Warrior when in WCW. It was bad.
WCW.
He never beat Brock though. He never beat Brock. I don't blame him. Yeah. I don't blame him.
Hogan did his best.
No, so I guess he put some people over. Like it's fair to say that Hogan put some people over.
Didn't Hogan lose to the Wall in WCW? Remember that guy to the Wall?
We don't remember that. Where are you trying to even go? That's like a Men in Black. That's like a Men in Black time zone war. Like we don't remember any of that.
The Wall.
Did we ever find out how the Giants survived the fall from Cobo Hall Arena? I'm still wondering. Bischoff ever tell us?
He came to the main event. No bruises, no blood, no broken bones.
Hogan like he saw a ghost that night too. I was like, what?
How much toilet paper did he use?
Oh my god, somebody help, brother, help him.
How much toilet paper did he use to wrap the Yeti? That's what I want to know. Holy shit.
Oh god.
I'm just saying, if Stone Cold can come back and wrestle a match with Kevin Owens, why can't we get Hulk Hogan for a 10-minute match?
His back is shot.
Hogan can't walk.
Bones is crackers.
Nah. What happened was there was a doctor back in the day who fucked his back up, which is why Hogan went through like 11 surgeries on his back. So now he said that recently, ever since he got the right doctor, he's been feeling good, which is why about 10 years ago, he was asking Vince for one more match, but Vince wouldn't let him because he thought that he still had issues with the surgery, but he was like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm ready to go.
He has to sign a waiver for medical.
Yo, I'm gonna say this though, guys. I'm curious to know what kind of pimp matrix that Vince McMahon has over these guys, because these niggas come back even if they fall out. They start coming back.
You know what it is? It's money. Because the way Vince,
these dudes is getting paid more than they ever been paid. Why do you think Stone Cold, this strong woman's a Stone Cold coming back? Because motherfucker never had a bag like that ever. Like in one match you getting paid like $2 million.
Shit, he brought Shawn Michaels back and he was bald. And he was retired in his ranch. He's like, yo, come back over here, get that blood money, man.
Nah,
Shawn
because
Michaels never recovered from that, by the way. Never recovered from that.
Nope. Get that blood money.
Look why you don't see Scott Hall or Kevin Nash wrestling anymore, because they're still making money from NWO merchandise.
Nah, they can't wrestle because he got a beer belly and Nash tore his quad every time he tried to think about a rematch.
Scott can wrestle. Scott can wrestle if he wanted to. You saw the back bump he took at Mania.
Yeah.
What was that, 31?
No, we're talking about right now. He can't do shit now. He's damn near. He's about 2 beers from a wheelchair.
Man,
that Jim Beam will fuck him up.
2 beers from a wheelchair?
That Jim Beam took him out, man.
All I gotta say, Scott Hall should be Bret Hart.
He can't even open the refrigerator without blowing into a tube.
But he did. But he always get. I was saying, man, because that Jim Beam took him out. So he can't do the razor's edge anymore.
Scott Hall's motor skills have left the building, but so have Kevin Nash's quads, which is why he can't wrestle anymore.
Hey man, Austin's in no better shape than they are in.
You bugging? You just lie to America.
The only guy that can't wrestle anymore is Lex Luger. He looks like fucking E.T. now with his arm.
Well, he fucking died. You seen his muscles?
No Lex Luger disrespect will be tolerated, man.
Nah.
He made the torture rack.
He lost a match to a T-shirt.
He got put in the torture rack.
Nah, he put his muscles in the torture rack. Have you seen him lately? He was on Porn Stars. He was on Pawn Stars.
Pawn Star, hardcore porn. He lost a match to a T-shirt.
That's when he could still walk though. When he was on Hardcore Pawn, that's when he could still walk. He can't even walk anymore.
Yeah, he was walking with a cane on that episode too. He lost a match to a T-shirt. Come on.
We put respect on Lex Luger's name, damn it.
Can you afford to pay Ron? I don't know.
Nah, we ain't doing that, man. He survived the Bruiser Brody Cage match and lived to tell it. Lex Luger, go.
Lex Luger can do the torture rack all day, but what he can't do is wrestle.
Lex Luger is getting his karma for killing Miss Elizabeth. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
The only move he could ever do besides the torture rack was a drop kick, and that was even sketchy at best.
I love when he used to sell the effects when he got kicked.
Like, damn, it really hurt, don't it?
He always oversells with the screaming.
Fuck that. Where's Raven?
Quote the Raven. Attacked by a fan.
Quote the Raven nevermore.
I think Raven's in NWA. I think. If I'm not mistaken.
I thought he was doing shit in the
AEW show. He was in the crowd one time last year or something.
We getting him and Tommy Dreamer gonna run it back.
Oh jeez.
Remember when Stone Cold told Raven, he was like, what about you, Raven? Quote the Raven nevermore. Well, you suck. Stone Cold nevermore.
What's going on, Malik?
Hey, peace and blessings to the panel. How y'all doing?
Peace.
What's up, bro?
Surviving.
Hey, but check this out. Look, why the fuck would Cody Rhodes go back to that shithole, especially the way he left years ago?
What?
He was,
it's a ploy.
Frustrated.
You talking about TNA? Are you talking about TNA?
No, I'm talking about Cody Rhodes going back to whack ass wrestling entertainment.
Which one? I never heard of that promotion, but I know WWE is calling. They should call him and bring him over because like Cody Rhodes would be perfect back in there.
The thing is,
This is
Cody
the thing-
Rhodes, he started and built AEW from the ground up. He started and built it.
Exactly, and the
Okay.
reason why he did that is because he's seen how people was getting the shaft in WWE. So it was like he, you know what I'm saying? He built like a new company so people could get their, their fair shot, and then you just leave.
Right. I'm
Man,
just saying,
what
though,
about me?
why would you go back? That's what
That's
what I don't
good.
get.
That's good for
People still
AEW though,
get the shaft in
because
WWE.
No.
They still get the shaft. 80 wrestlers got the shaft.
that's what I'm saying. Like in AEW, those wrestlers are gonna get more shine now that he's not there.
Money. It's all about money.
But come on, he don't need that bag. Like Cody's straight.
Now, here's one
I
thing.
think-
If Cody and the Young Bucks started the promotion, where the fuck did Tony Khan come from, and why is he in charge of it now?
Because he's
He
the
got the
investor.
money.
He
He
was
got
the
the
one
money.
with the bread. He was the
Oh,
one.
that's
the
right. Yeah,
investor.
and he's also the owner of
Bread.
the Jaguars. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
think that's-
it's like A-Rod with the Mets. You know, he can't own the team by himself. He needs help to get all the money to pay all the players.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this though. Now, do you
Hold on,
guys
before you say it, King, give me one second, King. Before you say what you was gonna say, they were generous at Ricochet. They gave Ricochet 81 in the ratings reveal.
Oh wow.
He should be at 60.
81. They generous. I'm
Wow.
surprised they get 65.
damn?
But
Ricochet's
go ahead,
good.
King. Go ahead. My bad.
Now, let me shoot this to y'all. Now, do y'all think that Tony Khan and his rapid tweeting is a cause of him leaving?
No.
No, it's money-wise. They didn't want to
Money.
give him that money, and Cody Rhodes felt like he was due. And then and not only that, if he goes with the WWE, I don't think he's doing it for money purposely. I think
Me
he's
neither.
specifically doing it for wrestling history. It's one thing if you got money. For example, like you're a baseball player, you've already got all the accolades you want, but you want to come back next year and play as a full-time player. But you're doing it because you love the sport. That's the same thing with Cody. I think he's going to do it because he sees that there's new stars in WWE, and he's going to want to have feuds with them.
What stars?
think-
there
yeah,
are
what
no
stars?
stars in WWE.
I think the fans
What
turned on him.
Who's
I think the fans
Cody
turn
Rhodes
on
gonna
him.
fight? Only person we can think of Cody Rhodes fighting is either a Triple H, and
Triple
he's
H?
not coming back.
Triple
or
H is
Roman
one.
Reigns. That's
Don't
it.
count Triple. Hey, listen, just because the doctor said he can't wrestle no more, I do not count Triple H out. I think he's going to make a comeback somewhere soon, and I don't know how.
I'm just laughing when you said WWE has stars. That's the funniest
Stars.
part all day.
Well, you can
Like,
put Cody. You could put Cody
Yeah.
against Kevin. You could put Cody against Randy Orton.
say
You could
Brock.
put Cody against
Brock,
AJ?
Brock.
You see
Brock will fuck him up.
how Brock did this dude whose name Austin Theory.
Oh, he done.
Gotta be Brady Rhodes. He used Brady Rhodes as a coat rack while he beat the shit out of fucking Cody.
The only-
but,
Okay.
To
You
answer
can put
somebody's questions, somebody asked
What
about TK, about his tweeting. TK does the tweeting because he's on drugs. That's why.
Yeah.
The only stars
Well-
WWE has is when they get tested for concussion protocol when they see stars from a match.
can-
That's about it.
You can put Cody against Randy Orton, Montez Ford. You could put him against,
the fuck?
Randy
Cesaro.
about done.
Cesaro.
Randy about his own
You
way out.
just say you can put Cody Rhodes against Montez. My dude, first
Yeah.
of all, you acting like Montez Ford is at that peak yet. He got like 2 more years for him to reach that.
By the time
Randy
Cody
Orton
makes his,
done.
I think he's almost ready. He's closer than you think, and
Nah,
also
he like 2 more years.
maybe less. And then I also you could put him against what's his name? I just had him in my head. I just said it too.
Braun Breaker.
I'm telling you, Roman.
Nah, he'll destroy Braun Breaker.
He really would. Cody will destroy Braun Breaker.
Cody
Versus
versus
Roman.
Roman.
Braun Breaker,
They
but
don't
he's
got no
not
stars,
ready.
man. They ain't got no
You could put him.
stars.
You could put him against Randy Montez. Who else did that name? Fuck. What the fuck's his name?
R-Truth.
What's wrong with R-Truth? That's not a bad matchup. Also,
No,
you
I
could put him
know.
against.
What for the 24/7 title? Ooh, I would love
Nobody
to see
That's what I'm
cares
saying. You
about
can't put
these-
Cody against R-Truth.
That's
R-Truth
gonna
is too
turn
busy.
some
No,
heads.
nobody cares about these mid-carders, bro.
Look, R-Truth
You
is
could put
basically
him
comic
in the
relief
high
now.
card.
He doesn't wrestle. He's just comic relief. All he does is chase around.
You could put him against
the
Riddle.
24/7 title with a
If
Tamina
this-
of all people. And Tamina, that's a
Exactly.
disgrace.
This
Tamina
is
just
what
a
I know
champion.
that-
2019.
this
What
is
about-
the dude I know that chase around chicks, but don't
Hold
want
on,
no ass.
hold on,
That's a good-
hold on. If Cody fought R-Truth, just because, okay, this is how you could do R-Truth and Cody and make it interesting. If R-Truth is the 24/7 champion and Cody Rhodes comes into WWE and decides to pick a feud with R-Truth, all he has to do is cut a promo saying, I want to bring prestigiousness to that title and not make it a joke like you have been doing this whole time. And what Cody can do when he beats R-Truth is he'll have a new rule for the 24/7 championship, which means since the name of the title is 24/7, that would mean that whoever holds the title has to defend it at least once on a Monday, once on a SmackDown, and once at a pay-per-view.
Stay out the
Not
drugs,
bad.
Snuggle. Stay
Every
out the
week.
Ain't bad.
Anyway,
Not
Snuggle,
bad.
what the fuck?
Good luck trying to
Hey, but
relate
no,
that to WWE.
Yeah, that sounds
creative.
good, but that sounds real good. But then you give it to Vince, and he gonna throw it away. He gonna rewrite it
There's
himself.
only
He gonna put
one
Doink the
match.
Clown on that
Right.
That's what I'm
motherfucker.
saying. Look, good luck with relaying that to WWE creative, but that's not
I need
gonna
to-
fly.
well, if they give me a
Sounds
job,
good.
It's just too old and senile and too
There's
stupid.
only one
to
If
match.
y'all
do.
don't give me a
Throw that
job,
away.
if y'all give me a job at WWE, I'm pretty sure Vince will hear that idea and probably promote me.
There's
Actually,
only
I
He
one
gonna throw that
match
away, man, because it
Cody
sounds
can
too
have.
Wishful
good.
thinking.
You would be a hell of a
just one
shoe shiner,
match.
Snugs. You would be
You doing too
shining-
much of a good
There's
job,
only one
dog.
match,
You will be
and that's
shining that
it.
new Vince McMahon shoes very well.
I actually like Cody versus Riddle. That'd be good. I would.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say
Ooh,
Cody versus
yeah,
Riddle.
There's only
That's pretty
one
cool, yeah.
money match. with
Cody would win though
Just
because he
one.
has boots on.
No, the only match in WWE that Cody can have that can draw money is Cena, and that's not happening.
And Riddle, what about Riddle? What about AJ
I
Styles?
said money match, bro.
Yeah, maybe
Money
AJ Styles. I
match.
wouldn't say Riddle. Riddle's too much of a
Cody-
joke himself. That whole
Cody-
arcade bro
Cody versus John
BS.
Cena, WrestleMania or SummerSlam. That's your match.
got
You
to
can
draw
put
back.
him
anytime soon.
against
Here's
Otis.
the thing, though. Y'all keep talking about Cody
What would be
Rhodes,
the
Cody
purpose of
Rhodes.
him and Otis? Come on, man.
That's what about
Otis
Cody
is nasty.
Rhodes. Y'all know damn well when he goes to WWE, he's gonna be fucking Stardust again.
I wouldn't mind that. He did a good
Nah, he
job with
going to
Stardust.
NXT, dog. He going to NXT.
Cody,
He gotta
Maybe he's
start
going to
play
be a
up.
backstage producer.
Cody is basically the new Cena. So because he's the new Cena, Cena's the only match that makes sense. Just that one.
But what's
Nah.
the story behind that, you think, Tobe? What would be the story behind that?
There is the story writes itself. Cody Cena. It comes
Nah,
full
that's dumb.
circle.
I don't like that because you need to have like a reason. You can't just put them together just
That
for the
is
sake
the
of it.
reason. That
Nah,
is the
because
reason. Cody is
AEW
Cena.
did that. AEW did that and they fucked up because they did that
So
with
what
Kenny
happens
Omega.
when he goes to WWE and they boo him there? Then they got no choice.
Guess what? You got a great heel now.
They'll have Cody
No, what's the
team
first thing
with.
that's going to happen when Cody hits the ring? They're going to chant. The fans going to chant AEW, and Vince ain't going to like that. And
Oh, they gonna mute the chants.
I think
They'll
they're gonna
have-
be like. I think they're gonna chant Cody, not AEW.
They'll have Cody teaming with a broom since they can't get Omega, the cleaner.
Who has the show?
We don't need
Somebody has the
Omega.
show
Omega is
playing on
overrated.
Another tab. Hold on.
Yeah,
Somebody-
okay. Omega's
Who has the show
overrated.
playing on another tab?
What's that?
Okay, it's gone. Somebody had the show playing on another tab. It's
Oh,
gone.
I know. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
What I was saying is that Cody should win the WWE title and then Cena challenges him. That's your story. It comes full circle. Cena tries to break Flair's
you're
fake
saying-
record.
You're saying Cody's gonna beat Bobby Lashley for that title?
No, Lashley's not even going to be champion a year from now. He'll drop.
That's
it to Brock,
crazy.
and Brock will drop
It's the
it to
Almighty
whoever.
era. You've been sleeping.
He's losing this Saturday. It's over, bro.
You just made
It's
that up.
over.
Well, according to
Cena-
Booker T, he said he has an inside source that says that Lashley is really gonna get pushed even more. Like in
Hell
the
yeah.
foreseeable
It's
future.
over,
Like,
bro.
he's gonna
Lashley's
be
losing on
solidified.
Nah.
Saturday.
He's gonna be solidified in
Ain't
the
nobody
main event.
doing that.
Why don't you respect the Almighty era? It's an era that we
Lashley
have.
better-
I respected
I
it.
love the
respected
Almighty
the
era.
Almighty
It's a black
era
man
in
getting the
TNA
push
when it
finally.
was really good.
Hell yeah. I love
Lashley-
the Almighty era.
The thing
Lashley's
is, this
better
the
off
thing,
watching-
Snubs. Here's the thing, Snubs. I'm gonna let you go right after me, Nate. Here's the thing. We all love the Almighty era,
Uh-huh.
but we all reasonable and sensible wrestling fans feel that he should have had more bodies underneath his belt when he was the heavyweight champion. And not only that, the Hurt Business should have still been together.
That's what I'm
It could
saying.
have been a dominant.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
was
The
a
Hurt
good, that
Business
was
should have
a
been.
cool faction, an all black
The Hurt
faction. I don't know
Business
why
should've
they broke them up.
We know why.
They should have been great together, yes, but at the same time, WWE fucked up. Not because they broke them up. They fucked them up because they should have had a feud between Shelton and Cedric on actual Raw every
I
week.
told you they did have a mini feud.
Nah,
And
see, that's
nobody
not.
gave a shit.
Nah, the way how they did the feud was not the way how it should have been done. So once they were fighting each other, there should have been like much more story being told there between those two. Not just like, oh, I have a new look and I'm just gonna fight you in the backstage or on fucking Saturday Night Main
Yeah.
Event.
I agree. I agree. Give him like a mini feud instead of just having them in random matches against each other.
No,
And then
because
that's
What
another thing
kills
too.
me
That's
about
another thing
wrestling
too.
anyway?
These dudes was in a mini feud, and then next thing you know, they just click back in with Bobby Lashley again. No kind
yeah,
of reason, no nothing. They just randomly
We all
said,
know why they did all that shit. We all know why. Come on
yeah,
now.
so they could be Goldberg food.
No, that's not the real
no.
reason. No, that's
Well,
not the real reason.
I
They
felt
did
like they
that
could have
because of
did that.
Roman. That's why.
I feel like they did that to bring them back. They could have what they could have did was they could have said that Lashley purposely beat them on purpose, as that's what they had left initially was Lashley beating them up because they couldn't get their job done.
No, what they did
So
was Bobby won the WWE title. MVP posted that picture. Remember when Shelton and Cedric were tag champs and Bobby was WWE champ? It was on Twitter. It was on Instagram. It was getting a lot of love, a lot of
Yo,
positivity.
Ken,
And
you
even
see
though
the
there
link,
was no,
Ken. Go hit the link again. You know what I'm saying? We just lost Ken. Hit the link,
well,
Ken.
all I was
I was
saying
saying
was
that
The
the
link
hurt
is in the
business was
chat.
getting over. That's what happened. The hurt business was getting over, and that was right before Jimmy Uso came back. And at
that
some
had
point, a creative meeting was held, and they said, we want Roman and the Bloodline to be the coolest thing
that
going.
kind of has nothing to do with what I said. What I was saying was that with the Hurt Business, what you had was if they when they broke up, or when they came back, what they should have did was they should have had Bobby Lashley made it seem like he was beating on them on purpose to make his opponent think that he didn't have the Hurt Business at his disposal. But then when it came time to Bobby almost losing, they would somehow find a way back with each other and then surprise interference and then help Bobby, and that would have furthered their story, and you would have had the Hurt Business back together. But they didn't
I
do
see you,
that.
Ken.
Well, they don't
Go
want to do
ahead,
any of that because they want Roman and the Bloodline to be the best thing going. That's why they did it.
Yeah. I think Lashley should do Friday night before the match on Saturday is watch Training Day because he's going to get his shit pushed in. So
Pretty
there
much.
you go.
You're crazy.
That's it.
Man.
He's done.
And going back to what you were saying from before, Stubbs, I didn't get to touch on what you guys said about why motherfuckers always complain about when the legends come back. It's not the point of the legends coming back. It's the point of just imagine if you had the legends come back and then we already got young stars also. It'll be more of an impact when it comes to the overall show. But instead, you have these legends coming back like a Goldberg. You know what I'm saying? In competitive matches, when it's like, come on, doesn't like
He's still competitive.
You already know. Hold on, you already know. Mainly WWE got that stigma of, oh, this is fake. This is fake. How is that believable? This is fake. They're not even helping try to defeat that fucking stigma. Because who the fuck is gonna believe a 58-year-old Goldberg is gonna sit there and give this dude problems? A young fresh Roman Reigns.
I don't know, man. You'd be surprised because, like, a lot of people.
Old man strength.
Yeah, he got experience. He's got experience. That's the thing that's working for him, and he may not. I was gonna say he's not as explosive as he used to be, but he's still explosive.
I called Las Vegas today. Goldberg's 5-1 odds. He's gonna be bleeding before the match starts. Probably gonna knock himself out again.
That's okay.
Lord King, what you gonna say?
Yeah, what I was gonna say
Goldberg.
was just like what Sandman was saying is like if you're going to incorporate the legends, have them do something that relates to character. Just like when you had Jake Roberts in AEW, he's not beating up the younger guys, but he's adding context to people's character. He adding dark layers to it.
Hold on, let me make this point right here for you. Let me see what y'all think about this. What would be the point of me bringing back Goldberg just to fight a mid-carder? If I have him in the championship and he loses, that gives the champion much more credit for beating a legend.
You bring back Goldberg to fight a mid-carder because it's entertaining. Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler was fun. That match at SummerSlam 2019.
That match was quick, but ain't no way in real life you're going to sit there and believe that Dolph Ziggler is going to do anything to Goldberg.
That's the point. You're not supposed to do anything to a legend. Nobody wants to see a legend full time.
But the point is, if Goldberg loses that match, how can he recover from losing to Ziggler? But then he can go out there and beat someone bigger than him.
He doesn't have to lose to Ziggler. If anything, I'm just saying that Goldberg versus Ziggler is an example of WWE using a legend right. It was a big show. It was a SummerSlam. Goldberg was fighting a mid-card guy. Nobody cares about Ziggler. Ziggler isn't doing anything. He's competent. He can cut a promo. He can sell for Goldberg. It was a nice entertainment squash match. That's how you should use legends.
But then again,
And
with that same thought, you would say that it's boring. That WWE is doing this shit and wasting my time because we all knew that Goldberg was gonna win. You can't have it both ways because then you sit there.
You already know what time it is, Snugs. This dude Goldberg had lost just about every single title match, but he always comes back and becomes the number.
We know why though.
Okay, so does Cena.
Nah, we know why.
Cena
I ain't
did
gonna
it.
go there.
Go there with it.
Cena lost and he got a title match
Go there
after.
with it, King. Fuck that.
What's his last name?
Goldberg.
Dude,
that name was funny. Ever since Brock Lesnar did that shit. Okay, so every time you hear me go Goldberg, back when they had their first feud in WrestleMania 20, Brock Lesnar used to always go Goldberg. And like the one show he did where there was the go home show before WrestleMania, he was on his knees pleading to Vince McMahon to make the match between him and Goldberg.
Oh my
and
god,
that was hilarious.
That was a hilarious because Brock Lesnar was on his knees and then he was like Goldberg, and then he just like landed back.
Because he costed him the match against Eddie.
Yeah, that shit was funny, man. That's why I always go Goldberg.
That was cringy as hell. That's when Brock Lesnar was still trying to get used to cutting promos.
Man, he was good at cutting, but it just wasn't great. But he was good.
I like when he did when he came out there with the sombrero hat on. And...
the Brock party. The Brock party.
And the drinking milk segment with Angle, that was funny.
Oh yeah.
I like when he pushed the guy down the stairs in the wheelchair. One leg.
Zach Gowen. Zach Gowen.
And then someone made that a Special Olympics thing or something, or Big Brother program or some shit. A meme.
Yeah, Brock can be funny when they just let him be himself. I liked it when he had the
they don't really need for him,
and he just was doing the boombox with the Money in the Bank. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
he don't really need Paul Heyman.
I remember when he came to my job. That shit was fucking crazy.
For real.
Word, like
people think people think that Brock can't cut a promo, but really it's just that they want to Paul Heyman to talk because he needs a job.
Yeah. That's what Brock said. You got to give the Jew a job. He said that in an interview.
I don't think Roman needs Heyman either. But like you said, got to give Heyman something to do. So
no, I think he does. Like I allow Heyman being there. It's like the bloodline looks complete with Heyman being there. Because
I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Proprietors of that shit. Like
I'm going to be honest with you. I liked it. I liked Roman more when it was just him, Jay, and Heyman.
No, I'll just push it out the way. I ain't want to stop you.
So Malik, what's your thoughts on what we're talking about right now? Because you've been a little quiet as of late.
Yeah, no, I was doing something helping my mom. Anyway,
cool.
Yeah, Paul Heyman is a mouthpiece. Can be a mouthpiece for anybody because he's just that damn talented. But yeah, Roman Reigns by himself before it was okay, but I think Paul Heyman has the ability to enhance any talent just by talking for him. I mean, he talked for CM Punk at one time. I think at one time, and also I think he also talked for. He can be a mouthpiece for Seth Rollins. You know, he can be a mouthpiece of anybody. Anybody's getting a push. You know.
Shit, he wasn't he a mouthpiece for Cesaro also?
Cesaro.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, you're right.
And Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah,
and Ryback.
But
that'd be a hell of a surprise if Ryback come back to the WrestleMania.
I already told you he's coming back.
Ryback
I already broke that news. He's coming back soon. He needs to come back.
You jinx that one? You jinxing that one too, Snugs?
I already jinxed it the other day because I already told you he was coming back because he said on TikTok. He said on TikTok that the reason why he was out because of injury and that he's almost in full top shape to get back. He just decided.
He's been injured for the past.
You ever seen Ryback's YouTube show?
What
happened was when he was this is what happened when he was injured the first time. He went and got surgery. but the surgeon messed up his surgery, and so they had to put him on the shelf for even longer. And then by the time he recovered from that, they didn't have anything for Ryback at the time because things were already in place without him. So he's been trying to find the right time to come back, and he's now, since he's a free agent, kind of, he's just deciding like he wants to come back. They're just like with WWE, they have to find the right time for him to come back.
What are you talking about?
Nobody cares about Ryback anymore.
I got a perfect match for him. I got Ryback versus Jinder Mahal, juice on a pole match.
Nah, they should do Ryback and Robbie Lashley.
Oh God, Lashley killed him.
A whole lot of beef there. Yeah.
Nobody cares about Ryback. Nobody cares about Ryback.
Good shit.
I do.
No,
Ryback is all right.
You've seen Ryback's a YouTube show. He's ripped WWE so many times. I don't think WWE would be interested in working with him.
Nah, plenty of people have ripped WWE before.
If the Ultimate Warrior can come back, anybody coming back.
Yo, Ryback did a poll. Ryback did a poll on his Twitter asking fans what they wanted him to do, and the fans voted retire. I'm sorry.
Every time he did,
CM Punk,
like 4 times.
CM Punk shitted on WWE when he was an active wrestler for them, and they still let him back, kind of.
Because it's CM Punk.
Well, sure, they can let Ryback back. I'm just saying that nobody gives a fuck about Ryback.
Well, look, Macho Man never came back.
Like King got a point. Just like with Hogan. Hogan came back more times than once, and nobody ain't do more dirt than Hogan.
It's Hogan.
Hogan was over.
I love Ryback. Ryback is cool.
Look at Macho Man. Macho Man never came back.
I didn't say Ryback wasn't cool. I said no one cares about Ryback in 2020.
I care about Ryback.
Okay, then you're one person. Nobody else does.
Well, there's a bunch of people.
What about Macho Man? Macho Man never came back.
That's because
he had one night in Stephanie. That's why.
That's because he died before he could.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, people say that's an urban legend, but I think he hit
dropped
that
more than an elbow on Stephanie. I know that.
Yeah, I believe he hit that shit. That's not a religion. He hit
Jim.
that shit.
Slim Jim.
But that's
he hit that shit long before Triple Bitch.
If that rumor was true, that means that Randy Savage was a pedophile.
Maybe so, but like I said, see, Vince shouldn't have had his little princess around the locker room
around the time.
No, Vince was mad because.
But you know what? It was the 80s.
Slim Jim deal. That's why.
Yeah.
It was the 80s.
She's only 17.
So that means pedophilia was cool.
Yeah, 17.
No, I'm just making a joke.
No, but yeah, Sam Cooke.
80s, so
he was only 16. Only 16.
Hey, you know what, too?
She was already
Stephanie used to model for the magazine for like the shop zone. She was wearing a Macho Man shirt. I remember.
Yo,
that's confirmation.
I gotta find that picture. She was modeling. It was a Macho Man shirt. She was wearing.
Yeah, that's confirmation. Yeah, he hit that.
Yeah, oh yeah,
no, man. No, Vince was mad at Randy because he took the Slim Jim deal with him. That's what that was about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a part of it also. That's
I want to know what's in that briefcase.
Randy was part of Vince's inner circle. Like it was Vince at that time. It was like Vince, Patterson, Heenan, Jim Ross. It was a small circle.
I don't think Vince really hated him as much because he tried to get him into the Hall of Fame, but Randy denied it.
I never heard that. I've heard. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
So what happened? So here's how the legend goes according to Lenny Pope or whatever his brother's name is.
Randy Poffo.
Yeah.
Lenny Poffo. Yeah. So he said that, but back in the day when Randy was alive, Vince offered him a Hall of Fame spot. Randy told Vince, "You can keep your I forgot what the quote was. You can keep your 7 pieces of silver or whatever the fuck they call that shit. You can keep your silver, you can keep your gold, all that shit. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want to be in your Hall of Fame," because he was that upset with Vince. So it wasn't like Vince had any hatred towards Randy. It was actually more of the other way because Vince tried to get him into the Hall of Fame, and it wasn't until his brother was finally like, "Okay, I'll do it for my brother, for his legacy."
What happened? What happened with Randy? This is what the only thing I know about Randy is that, as we all know, I think all of us know, the steroid stuff was really kind of kicking their ass at the time. So Vince wanted to go in a different direction. And so all the guys that were associated with that muscle era had to take a back seat. And so, he wanted Randy to be an announcer. Randy felt like he had more to give, but Vince was like, no, you sit here. So Randy was like, fuck this. And he left. And when he left, the impression that I've always been under is that he didn't console Vince. He didn't talk to Vince. He basically just said, fuck you, and just left. And Vince felt betrayed by that because Randy was like one of his closest, comrades. He was like Randy was like Vince's right-hand guy. So Vince took that very personally. And I know for a fact, because Kevin Kelly has mentioned this, because he's got a podcast, he works for New Japan. Kevin Kelly said that when he was with WWF, this would have been the mid to late 90s, the one person you could never mention was Randy Savage. Because if anyone ever mentioned Randy, Vince would say, don't ever mention that name in my presence ever again. And this was like the 90s. So like 96, 97, 98. I don't know about the 2000s. And there are many other wrestlers who will tell you that you could never mention Randy. Randy was like Voldemort. Like you couldn't mention him. It was like he was Benoit before Benoit was Benoit, basically. So, yeah.
All right, so hold on. Before y'all continue, I'm going to let you go after I say this, Kay. So going back to the ratings reveal, when it comes to the Mysterio's ratings, they got Rey Mysterio as 90, and they got Dominic at 79. Jesus, yo, damn, B.
I don't know about Rey Mysterio being a 90.
He's a legend. Give it to him. Fuck it.
That's legend props.
Oh yeah, Rey Mysterio is a legend. Yeah, but it's too bad.
They're giving him legend props.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I mean, if you want to give his legend character a 90, fine, but don't give him right now a 90. He needs like an 82 or 84.
Who gives?
I think
you
do like overall
career about these ratings anyway.
Yeah,
because the same reason why they care about the Madden.
It actually does make a difference. It actually does because said like if your character and in 2K19, they definitely played a role in the gameplay because if your character was real low in the ratings, and that motherfucker will get fucked up real fast. Like
that nigga was in TNA.
Nah, man, these ratings are why the games suck. That's why. And I say that as someone who doesn't play these games.
You can't say the ratings been around ever since forever.
The ratings went around in the 90s. I didn't hear anyone talking about ratings when they were playing No Mercy on the N64.
Hell Nobody was talking you had to about pick the
ratings.
Best.
Nobody was talking about ratings when they were playing Here Comes the Pain on PS2. Nobody was talking about ratings. You know why? Because they were too busy playing a game.
I think they did have ratings.
Well, if you were skillful in the game,
we already knew who was
a
scrub. Plus, we already knew who was a scrub anyway. Nobody was going to pick Bull Buchanan. Like, come on, man.
I haven't heard that name in years.
I think Vince wanted to bring back Savage because he wanted to know what Stephanie tasted like. Because Vince wanted that incest angle.
Man, you are like nasty with your fucking disrespect.
Oh man, they going dark with this shit right now.
Yo, Nate's right though. There was a lot of shit that Vince dropped.
I ain't gonna lie, like back then, we used to look at Vince and get a little creeped out too, because fucking Stephanie McMahon be wearing these short ass skirts and he be having sitting on his lap.
Nate's
she was $1 billion princess.
They wanted the angle.
To those that don't know, the love triangle angle with Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Stephanie, that segment where Kurt was kissing Stephanie, that was Vince filming. So imagine you're Kurt Angle and you're making out with your boss's daughter. So Nate is onto something.
It's all acting. It's the same thing if I'm an actor in a movie and I have to watch my daughter in a movie.
No, we're not going. No,
I guarantee Pat Patterson was rubbing one out in the back during that segment.
That's for sure. Hey, look, you were talking about circles. Remember, Pat Patterson had his own little circle as a circle jerk called a cream team.
Yo, Ruthless Aggression was crazy. Ruthless Aggression was, to me, it was crazy.
Yeah, I remember Billy and Chuck. Yeah, that was sad.
Billy and Chuck. You look so good to me.
I'm Billy and Chuck. You know why?
John Stasiak, the meat.
Don't side of the ring. Don't side of the ring. Didn't even scratch the surface of all that stuff. But we already know it's common sense.
Didn't they have a tag team called the Dicks too back in the day?
Yes, yeah. Remember Dick Johnson? What was that dude's name? That fucking fat dude.
I remember Big Dick Dudley with the Dudley Boys at one time.
You can find it on YouTube because WWE deleted it from their website. It was a dark match segment where Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle were kissing in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
I don't know.
Are you serious? Brock Lesnar kissing Kurt Angle in the ring.
Nah, he making it seem like they were making out. They weren't making out. It was just a tap kiss.
That was a mob kiss.
That was not a tap kiss, man. They were
That
tongue
was not
slapping
no
and
tap
everything.
kiss. That was
Oh, hell no. Ooh.
Kiss.
Patterson.
Y'all make like they kiss. Y'all make like they
the
kiss
plan-
like they make like
Yeah,
y'all kiss like
the
Lil Wayne
rumor
and Baby.
is
Nah, that was a mob kiss.
Yeah,
The
the
fuck
rumor
out here,
is
man. You
this
see,
was the rumor.
If you
It's been
see
a rumor
that
for
shit,
years.
that was a smooch.
Right. This is a rumor. It's been a rumor for
It's
years.
not
The
Lil
rumor
Wayne
was
and Baby.
that Vince wanted to make Brock a gay character, and either he got cold
You're
feet or Brock said no or whatever. But you can find the footage. It's on YouTube. They were kissing
Oh,
for like 5
hell
seconds.
no. I don't want to even see that.
That doesn't
No.
mean that
Yeah,
Vince wanted him to be a gay
Make sure you don't
character.
eat before you watch that.
No, he's saying Vince wanted Brock to be a gay character.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean just because they found footage of them two kissing that Vince wanted him to be gay.
No, it was a dark segment, and a dark segment is experimentation for stuff they'll eventually do on TV. So the fact that it was a dark segment means that somebody thought it was a good idea, and it
Me from
didn't go
Harlem.
through.
And there's only
You
one
already
person
know-
who would
you
think that
already know who
that
that
was a good
was.
idea. That's
You already
Vince's
know what that
dumbass.
was. It was either
Patterson.
Bruce Pritchard or Pat Patty.
Pat Patty.
Yeah.
Booking by
You talk about-
poolside.
You talk about Birdman Patterson.
Talk about poop stain Patterson.
That dude, Pat Patty.
Mr. Cream
Man,
Team.
give him some respect because without him, Stone Cold wouldn't have anybody to beat up on besides Gerald Briscoe.
I don't give Pat Patterson no respect for what that motherfucker.
Hey, Pat Patterson was the first IC champion in a tournament. We're not sure if it took place. And
Pat
really
Patterson was a damn pedophile
call
Patterson.
Me,
That's what he
call me
was.
call me crazy, right? But I'm really thinking about. Y'all might think I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
I think I might drop the 100 on this game. I think I might go there and drop the 100 to get the whole bundle.
You're talking about what game?
2K22.
Oh, 2K. I mean,
I think I
they
might
should
drop
bring
that
back.
100.
They should bring back the streak.
I've been hearing a lot of good reviews about this shit already, and this is not people that work for 2K.
To be honest, I agree with Sam, man. I've been hearing a lot of good shit about it, and all the other 2Ks that came up before this one, I've heard bad shit about it every single year.
Is Jimmy Snuka in the game? Because I want to know about Snuka when he was at the police department. They got that
He should
story.
be.
The suitcase.
Yeah, Snooker.
Beat up his girlfriend in the hotel. He fell.
The suspected murderer.
Because
Which he probably
if you
did.
get
Allegedly.
the one for $1, that's the NWO deluxe package.
They should add the streak in the game. Like, remember the one with the streak? You have to beat the streak. We should add
Yeah.
that.
Goldberg streak. Okay.
Raw's got the streak now. Like every episode sucks. That's their streak.
You made. I like how you just made that up. I don't know what you're talking about because Raw this past week 7 out of 10. The one before that another 7 out of 10.
Pillows. That means sleep. That's bad.
on,
7
Stubbs. Like, yo,
What
this
was
dude
wrong
be
with this?
tripping.
Yo, so that match between what's his name? The one after the opening segment. Which one was that? I mean, the
You didn't even
AJ
know what it
Styles
was.
match.
That's how boring it was.
The AJ Styles match and Damian Priest match was pretty good.
Yeah,
I
that
just didn't like
that was
the-
good,
That's
man.
AJ.
I just didn't like the. Yeah, but I didn't like the fact that AJ lost that. I feel like they could have let AJ continue more to make him look strong. Because the thing about a loss is that if you are taking a loss in wrestling in general, if you put on a good enough match, even though you lose, you can still come out looking strong. And I don't think they did AJ. I don't think AJ did enough in that match to make him look strong going into Elimination Chamber.
Doesn't matter anyways. They have like 40,000 rematches in WWE TV, so it doesn't matter.
So does AEW.
No, they don't.
AEW doesn't repeat matches after matches.
I don't know. Maybe they should because they haven't done Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega since, I think. And
Well,
thank
maybe
God they
it's
haven't because that first match was horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, sure it was, bro.
Yeah, whatever. How much merchandise does WWE pay you every week?
I don't know. Becky,
Yeah, this dude,
Yeah.
you be killing me. So, like, you be making some points, but then you
get to lick Vince's balls on Friday or something? Does
Oh,
Vince
come on.
invite you over to his pool? What do you do?
Yeah. Put down the cock, Snugs.
whoa, that's gay.
I think Vince swings both ways in some way, shape, or form.
Like,
Well, I go-
I like Snugs over there. Keep
That's why he
repping
likes
the
big
company
guys.
for
That's why
free,
all those
Snugs.
years in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's why all those years ago in the 80s, he liked the big guys. So
He doesn't know what he likes anymore. He just
Think
likes.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I wasn't even alive in the 80s.
He likes that new guy, that young guy, that new guy.
Well, Vince was live in the 80s. I mean, that's when he had the steroid scandal. Now I know one person Vince doesn't
Austin
like.
Theory's
He
gonna
doesn't
be
like
the
his
man,
wife.
yo. Like,
So
Austin
that's why he
Theory.
started
That's
the
Austin
Diva Scan
Theory.
search.
Who?
Vince.
Vince loves Austin Theory because he's like, HBK can't get it up anymore. I need a new boy.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, why do you think Vince?
I mean,
why do you think
I
Vince
like
started
Austin
the?
Theory.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like Austin Theory, but I just feel like something's off with him. Like he's not the dude.
I agree
He's
with
not.
you, actually. I agree with you. I've checked out Austin Theory, and he just looks like a generic Kaw. That's a creator wrestler for those who don't play video games.
Yeah.
He looks like he has that look like straight out of OVW that like Orton had before he figured it out. Like he's
With
just
that buzz
generic.
cut
Like,
with
I
Cena.
don't care.
Man,
He
just
looks like the
plain.
prototype.
Yeah.
when I look into your genetic lunchbox, all I see is a
I
peanut butter
agree.
and jelly sandwich.
He can go in the ring. He's got a good look. He just doesn't have that it factor to make me care. So
you know what it is? Because he
His
doesn't
theme
have
song
that,
sucks.
he doesn't have that opponent. He doesn't have that right opponent
Nah.
to help get him over.
I don't
You know
think it
what
doesn't matter what kind of opponent he has. He's not entertaining.
He needs
the
an
whole
entrance.
Trumpy thing is
I
really whack.
I shit on WWE a lot, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because it did take Cena, Orton, Batista, and all those guys a while to figure it out. You know,
But you know what got Cena over? His theme music. You know what got Randy Orton over? His theme music. That was the one thing because people haven't seen your wrestling yet. So what's the first thing they're gonna see is your entrance. So
see,
Austin
right.
Austin Theory
Right.
doesn't have an entrance. He just has a generic bullshit song and fucking doo-doo ass
be
look to his
fair,
face.
To be fair, that's like half the roster. So many people
They
that
need to
have
call
good
West
music.
Side Gun, man.
Well, they fired them.
And they still beefing.
So many wrestlers that had good music got nerfed. Like Shayna's theme was cool. They nerfed that. Damian Priest.
I like his new theme.
Cool. Damian Priest's new theme is kind of, you know, it's not as
No,
good as
it
the
ain't
other one.
kind of. Damian Priest's new song is awful. Like, I don't even know where the fuck to begin. And he wears purple. It's over.
Who said this? Snugs? Holy shit! He actually said something sucked in WWE. Wow.
Well, I think where Snugs and I are on the same page is that we're on the same page about, you know, like create. I'm not the way I'm trying to word it is Snugs is really good at like the visual presentation, the theme song, like because he's right there. Because when you think about a wrestler that's been over from any era, the first thing you think about is their music, and as soon as you hear the first line, like people lose their shit. Stone Cold, glass breaking, Rock.
Yeah.
If you smell people,
Yeah,
lose their
AJ
shit.
Styles. Because like AJ never wrestled in WWE. First thing you see is the first thing you hear is his theme music. You're like, yo, that's his theme song. And he's gonna be in WWE. I can't wait.
Right.
And you know what's a crazy thing? They was gonna give that theme song to James Storm.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
No,
Well,
I
give
don't
Austin
think
Theory
that
like
Thank
2
God.
years.
gotta work for
Give him
James
2
Storm.
years.
They gotta give it to AJ. That wouldn't have fit
that
with
shit
anybody
fits
else.
AJ like a glove.
So what are they doing with AJ? Going to be a face again, right? They want him as a face.
Yeah, he's a face.
Go be a
Yeah,
face.
You just gotta.
He's gonna
find
be
a
in the
match for him.
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him in the chamber. He'll lose, and then go at WrestleMania and fight Damian Priest.
I just want Ziggler to go to AEW so he shows up on the big screen when Omega's in the ring. It should have been me.
As a matter of fact, speaking of Ziggler, so what's your thoughts on the whole him against Tommaso Ciampa? What's your
No
thoughts?
problem with it whatsoever. It is
That's
perfect.
good for Tampa.
Well, NXT and Dolph Ziggler was a perfect match because he's going down there to help the talent.
Yeah.
And
No,
Tommaso Ciampa is basically a
I
veteran now
don't-
in
I don't
NXT.
call it
Go ahead.
NXT.
Hold on, Tove. Let Malik finish this.
No, all I will say was Ciampa is basically a veteran now in NXT. He's been there a long time, so it's about time for him to come to the main roster, and he deserves it. I think he's going to be entertaining unless WWE creative ruins it like they've done everybody else.
Right.
You know.
All I was gonna say is
Go
that
ahead.
I don't believe that what we see on Tuesdays is NXT. That's something else. So I don't even refer to it as NXT anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Something else.
Yeah, that's true. Not
Now
the
that
same
you
as
say
it
that,
was.
Tove, because I think I said that from before. Don't you think this dude Vince should have just named it something else instead of being
he should have.
petty and naming it NXT 2.0? Like
They probably
do
will.
You think if he'd have did that, it'll got received better? By
And I say that I think it would have because, and I think I've told Nate here. So this is my first time telling here. When I was in college in my dorm, I didn't have cable, I didn't have USA, but I did have Sci-Fi, and so the only WWE show that I watched back then was ECW, or as fans called it, WWECW. And I was not on the internet like I am now. And when I watched ECW back then, it was a good hour show. It had like the future. It had people at the time like Jack Swagger, Yoshitatsu, Shelton Benjamin, Goldust, The Miz,
Yeah.
John Morrison.
And I like the fact
Marcus,
that they had those people, and they had the people that they wasn't even using on the regular roster.
Right.
They sent them
Ezekiel. Remember Ezekiel?
like a Hardcore Holly. Hardcore
ECW.
Holly was a beast in WWE CW.
ECW
what happened to Ezekiel?
It was a
He
ECW,
probably-
he retired, but like he does.
He became
like,
Suge Knight.
he becomes like he does like
Never
motivational
mind.
speaking and stuff. But anyway, I liked ECW. It was a good show, but the problem was that it was the name. It wasn't ECW, and so because it wasn't ECW, the majority of fans just tuned out. They didn't watch it. So
I love the zombie in ECW. That was awesome. The zombie.
Oh yeah, he was dope.
Yeah, I heard he had passed.
I met Sam, man, because he was one of my favorites. Like to come through the fucking crowd, chugging beers, kendo sticks.
Deluxe is $39. They said, how much does it cost to file with TurboTax? Is TurboTax $18 better?
TurboTax is free.
You got IRS over there?
Gang over there doing his taxes.
You got IRS. Earn more
He's like
IRS
next.
over there.
Yo, that shit
Tax
reminds me.
cheats.
That shit reminds me of the Chappelle show. Remember Chappelle show when Making the Band was doing they had Ness doing his taxes.
Yeah, Ness doing his taxes, yeah.
Yeah, but I got a prediction. Say, man, so the last thing I'll say on NXT is
Damn, Snubs.
Pardon?
No, Snubs over there breathing mad hard.
That is not me.
Did you fall asleep on Monday Night Raw again?
I just made a joke.
Who doesn't fall asleep on Monday Night Raw?
I was just making a joke.
That's what we call Raw. I call it now Raw snooze. You know, it's like
The only thing I was saying is my prediction is that I think that by the end of the year, 2.0 will be booted off USA and it'll just be a Peacock exclusive, and I'll be fine with that.
I just got word the military is going to use Monday Night Raw as a terrorist tactic. That's what I heard from the Pentagon.
That's gonna be
I heard that.
Gas.
I heard that AEW is not getting much rating, so they're gonna move them to the public access channel.
They had a higher demo than Raw last week.
They always killing them in the 18. Was it 18 to 70?
49.
49.
Yeah, because there's a whole fan base going, oh, that's the AEW.
No, because it's entertaining. It's wrestling, not sports entertainment.
Is it? Is it wrestling?
bingo. I'm with Nate on that.
Yeah, it is
Bingo.
wrestling.
The main
Really?
problem with Raw, man,
What
it's 3 hours. That's the problem with Raw.
What is
Raw,
wrestling?
that's Raw
Nothing
can
wrong with
have
3
the
hours.
TV every week.
Here's the thing with AEW, and you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I fucking call them out on they bullshit too. But the thing is with AEW, you know what I'm saying? They at least try to have a mixture of everything. Fucking this past Raw, it was rarely any matches. Like with most Raws, all these motherfuckers do is to have segment after segment after segment of nothing.
They have to push story.
And this shit is not entertaining. These dudes don't know how to act. They're bland. They're boring. They don't have no sense of humor.
I don't know, man. That Becky Lynch segment was dope. I like the whole listen, they had to push
You got
storylines.
the taste of a billy goat. I swear.
They have to push storylines. They can't always be wrestling.
No,
why do you think why it's
that's
called
the thing,
entertainment?
I'm all for that. Yeah, you definitely gotta push storylines. That's what normally sells the tickets when it comes to heated rivalries.
Yeah, but look at Daniel Bryan.
Well, these motherfuckers are robotic.
Look at Daniel Bryan.
Charlotte Flair, the bitch sounds like she sounds like a motherfucking fax machine.
Hold on, Charlotte Flair is one of the best in the mic. You can't say that. And second of all,
she's horrible on the mic, dude. She's horrible.
You're
That's what
bugging.
I said. What's killing WWE? What's killing WWE is scripted promos. I'm telling you.
Charlotte has no stage presence at all, and you can tell when the fans chant stuff, it bothers her. Like when the fans came back and Charlotte was cutting promos, and they kept saying, "We want Becky," it threw her off every time. You can tell
and then guess what? I got Becky and booed her.
Well, that's because they booed her because they made her into a heel. And it's not working.
No, y'all made her into a heel. She came back, became champion because she was the champ before that, and then they booed her because of that.
She came back and beat Bianca in 18 seconds. It was
28.
stupid. And then they tried to
It
make
wasn't stupid.
It was stupid
How that
because
wasn't
nobody asked for it.
stupid?
It was great. And then only that,
It was
she,
dumb. No. Wait. Backtrack. No, we
Go
have to
ahead.
back further.
I'm gonna let you go ahead. Toph, you and Snow, y'all cook on this one. Go ahead.
Not only was the Bianca stuff stupid, we forgot. They advertised Bianca versus Sasha. And they knew they weren't going to do the match. They knew
Sasha fucked that.
Match, and they still advertised it anyway. Not only did they advertise it on the pre-show. They advertised it when SummerSlam started.
Because they thought Sasha was going to be there.
They even did a promo.
That's
on Sasha.
You know it's not.
That's on
bullshit.
Sasha. Sasha has a history.
They knew Sasha Banks wasn't going to show up for in 48 hours. Within the 48 hours, they knew Sasha Banks wasn't going to show up. They just knew they was gonna say that motherfuckers was gonna really tune in.
But guess what? It still gave the ratings. It still gave it a good show because they were able to throw Becky Lynch back out there because Sasha didn't want to show up. That's on Sasha. That's not on WWE. Sasha, no, WWE put a great match out there. They said y'all gonna see Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks a second time, and everybody was behind that. But because Sasha doesn't care about the fans, because every time she loses, she takes a 7 to 8 month break, just like how we haven't seen her since the Royal Rumble, because she got eliminated by Madara Uchiha, aka Zelina Vega, and so now we haven't really seen much of her because she always does this. Every loss she ever takes, she takes a whole sabbatical. I'm tired of her doing that shit.
Did this before, and WWE did this before. I'm getting older, but I remember it was like, what was it, 1999 Survivor Series or something? What was it? Was it The Rock versus Stone Cold versus Triple H, and they advertised Stone Cold to be at the fucking pay-per-view? Then at the last fucking second, at the 11th hour, they took Stone Cold out and replaced him with the picture. I remember people were pissed back then, and they still advertised it.
Things happen.
It's called card subject to change. It's my card. I can change it. Yeah.
I'm tired of y'all letting Sasha off the hook, man, because she be doing that shit.
Sasha, I'm talking about WWE just being a shitty fucking company.
No, you were just talking about Sasha. Now you want to talk about it being a shitty company. Here's the thing.
If you're not going to do the fucking match, then just say we're not going to do the match. It's not that hard. All they had to do is just say, hey, Sasha's not here. We're going to do a battle royale. Winner fights Bianca.
No, that's
Sasha's
horrible.
Battle royale with who?
Whatever. Exactly.
Battle royale between the women backstage that do the outfits.
That's their fault. That's their fault for not building up anybody. That's
not you bring back Becky. Becky was ready to come back, and Sasha should have actually been present.
Becky was ready to come back to challenge for the Raw title, not the SmackDown title. It was stupid.
Yeah, but that's Sasha's fault then.
Hey,
she should have showed up.
Hey, what about Asuka showing up at Elimination Chamber Saturday? I think coming back.
That's going to be the mystery opponent.
Probably her or Bayley, I guess.
Yeah, I think Asuka first.
Wait, I think Alexa.
It might be Bayley because as you can see, Bayley was just on this that 2K22.
Didn't they say Alexa's in the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, Alexa was the one. Yeah, because remember she's done with therapy, so they put her in she's the mystery opponent.
Hell yeah.
The point is this, that they turned her heel and it's not working. That's why fans are doing it. So.
What about post-match Asuka or something? Maybe post-match.
Man,
where is Asuka? Asuka has basically just been disappeared.
Well, what happened was she got her tooth knocked out.
She fucked her arm up. She's
working at Benihana's with Shinsuke Nakamura.
She got her foot knocked out, or her foot. She got her tooth knocked out, and then her arm got fucked up.
Well, that was a long time ago when the tooth got knocked out. She came back eventually,
But coming back though, you got to find the right time to come back. You just can't come back when someone's already in the feud. It'd be kind of weird.
I'm waiting for Raw to come back and be good. That ain't gonna happen.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, don't look now, but it's been good for the past few years.
My God,
I don't see how.
What comedy hall do you perform at? I gotta go.
Yeah, I will love I will pay double the price to go where you do stand up at.
Yeah, I bet the Flying Biscuit.
Okay, what they got? Veal, chicken parm. What's on the menu for dinner?
They got
Wanna
like
take a-
usually like cookies and
Cookies.
breakfast stuff. They got breakfast
Some
stuff.
breakfast stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, son, let me get an omelet with some chocolate chip cookies, yo.
You never ate at the Flying Biscuit?
Flying
I never heard of
biscuit.
the Flying Biscuit. That's a new
Oh.
one.
Yo,
New
I
one to me.
got some shit out here called a
Where's
big
that?
ass
New York?
biscuit.
Where are you from?
No, it's in Georgia. It's the Flying Biscuit. It's in Atlanta.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, down here where I'm at, I'm in Virginia. We have Wawa and 7-Eleven.
Oh, wow. I heard of Wawa.
Yeah, everybody know about
I'm
Wawa.
glad to get away from 7-Eleven. Because I'm from New York and they have nothing but 7-Elevens and gas stations up there.
Word though,
Well-
they just started coming out there since 8 years, like the past 5 to 8 years, because we never had 7-Elevens in
Well,
New
because
York.
all the Wilson Farms went out of business and they put 7-Elevens in their place.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Speaking of 7-Elevens, did y'all ever get those wrestler cups? Remember them?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those were cool.
Yeah.
Man.
I used to get the little juicies. What was it called? It was like it had like a little flip top where you took the top off and it would have like the different logo, like a Bret Hart logo, Stone Cold, Taker Cross, and
man,
stuff
those
like
are the
that.
days, man. Oh man. See, all right, this is what AEW needs. Like, AEW always, they always on that shit. Like, they want to basically be retro when it comes to the their ring work and shit like that. They want to focus on the old school and shit. They need a snack. Like back in the day in WWF, you had the ice cream bars and stuff
Ice
like
cream
that.
bars.
And you had the Slurpees, whatever. AEW needs. That's what AEW needs, like a snack.
How about
Slowly but
fruit snacks
surely.
for kids, like fruit snacks.
They
Like
need
something-
Bootios.
Bootio, cereal.
Like,
Not
yeah,
for
like
nothing,
have
though.
like shit. I don't know. Like have somebody come out with some brownies or something. Like have
Yeah, they had
QT
RVD on there. That'd be a bestseller.
Have
RVD was on
QT
the line.
Marshall be the
RVD, man.
spokesperson for Quick Trip or some shit. I don't know. Like
Get the video game out. Once the AEW gets the video game out, and start making money off of it. Then
They have a video game. It's just really shitty. Have you seen their video game? It's just really
here we
shitty.
go.
Go
I
look
can't
at it.
wait
No.
when WWE 22 comes out and then all the botches and glitches on that fucking thing.
No, I'm talking about the
yeah, I'm
AEW.
gonna wait. I'm not gonna get that shit when it first come out. Motherfuckers keep falling for that trap. I'm gonna wait for a good 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, I wait
Or
like
if
a month or so. Yeah.
Actually, buy it, but then don't play it until it updated.
I had
Like, just-
one PS3 WWE game. I took that shit right back. It was every time they came out with one, it was the same graphics. It was the same. I mean, so it was it wasn't nothing to it to me.
I mean, at least they brought back GM mode.
And that's
Yeah.
the reason why I want to buy this game, because they got the
as a
GM
gamer,
2K22.
As a gamer who does not play wrestling games, looking on the
Uh-huh.
outside in, from what I see, it just looks
Uh-huh.
like the same game every year.
Oh, you're
That's what I'm
bugging.
saying. They say they
And then
changed the
people
graphics
buy
and new
it.
improvements, but it's the same shit.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You have to look at it really carefully.
They had some new, like I said, they got.
You can see the sweat.
They brought the GMO.
Oh, whoa,
like fuck
whoa.
the graphics. The graphics is gonna look hot. Well, it's gonna look.
It's the
better
gameplay.
than 2K20.
Also,
2K21. I mean,
as a
2K20.
gamer
Excuse me.
who
Hold on, wait.
does
Hold
not
on.
play.
Give me-
Okay.
hold on. They was basically saying that they do got some new features, like when it comes to the NWO, they're gonna be there. I think the NWO is gonna have the storyline.
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
have the GMO, and I've
GM.
always been a big fan of the GMO. I'm glad
Yep.
they brought that back.
I used to put people in matches with Undertaker. Like, you going 1-on-1 tonight, buddy? Undertaker.
This dude love the bum to take it, yo.
I don't say that word.
I know one thing. AEW is using the old game mode thing from remember the WCW NWO versus the World Games.
Yeah, the
They're
game
using-
mechanic. Yeah, they're using.
Yeah, they're using that game
AKI,
mechanic. So that'd be pretty
AKI
cool.
mechanic.
I remember
yeah.
WCW Revenge. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, that was good. Dad, No Mercy.
Remember back in the
Those-
day?
they all used the AKI, the AKI
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Did you know that back in the 64 days when they had WCW versus NWO Revenge, if you played that game, there was a cheat code back then where if you went into the crowd to get a weapon and you brought out a chain, if you hit someone with it, they're dead and you couldn't play that character no more. Literally.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't believe
I used to love it how you just had to puff out your chest to block a like a low blow.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like how you block with your chest.
What
Like,
I always
fuck outta
remember
here.
is
The
remember
Doomsday
No
device was awesome too.
What I always remember was I remember No Mercy. Undertaker had the Raw theme because they couldn't afford Limp Bizkit or whoever did his theme.
Hell yeah.
I forgot the guy.
Yeah, because No Mercy, he was American
Biscuit.
Badass. I forgot he was American
Fred Durst.
Badass for No Mercy.
Yeah, I remember them. Before
American
then-
Badass when he morphed.
Yeah, no.
I remember the first like PlayStation game they had for SmackDown on PS1. Fucking Road Dogg, when he came out, the microphone was like 3 feet long. It was ridiculous. Like, what?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D Generation X proudly brings to you. Well, anyway,
He always said that without his teeth.
Yo, man, that introduction used to get motherfuckers pumped.
Hell
And that's
yeah.
the type of shit that people miss. That's all we miss. It's like, yo, like people like to blame Vince McMahon and shit like that, and rightfully so. But he's not the only one. Most of these motherfucking wrestlers just don't give a fuck. They just want to get paid. There's no passion.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think the pump handle slam should have retired with Road Dogg.
You know, since we're talking about Road Dogg, a big ups to those acclaimed dudes from AEW.
They're the best.
If they were in another era, they would be like 5-time champions already. Like those guys are money.
Yeah, those guys are really good. They're my favorite thing about AEW.
yeah, and actually, they're starting to grow on me a little bit because they're kind of funny, especially when he does his rap. That's pretty good.
I've always been a fan of the raps, especially
if you put them back in the Attitude Era, they'd have been golden.
They're basically like the modern day Bailey Gunn and Road Dogg.
I just don't like
entertaining.
I don't like how their raps are being scripted now. Kind of, they're not really scripted, but they're being checked.
Yeah, you know what? I think him in a rap battle with the Doctor of Thugonomics, that'd have been a good feud.
The same. We was talking about the Acclaim in AEW. We were just
the
talking
Acclaim.
about how,
Yeah.
They're like
man.
the modern day Road Dogg and Billy. So
I definitely agree with that. And here's the thing, like what I was talking about, what I was also telling Snugs, I'm like, you know, these dudes need to start winning some big matches. Like when Sting, when they fought Sting and Darby Allin, when they took out Darby Allin first in that tag team match, and they was struggling against Sting, I'm like, come on, man. Like, don't get me wrong, Sting did look good. That was what's up. But come on, man. Like, this is shit that I be talking about.
Well,
like,
what I was saying about them was I think that they're in the wrong era. If they were like in the 90s or the early 2000s,
or wrong company,
they would be. Well, not just that, because like wrestling fans today want to see good wrestling, and characters have taken a back seat. That's in WWE, AEW. So I feel like if they were in the 90s or the early 2000s, like Ruthless Aggression, when you had like Billy and Chuck and teams like that, they would have got over. Even like the late 2000s, early 2010s, like with Crime Time and like those kind of teams. The last team we had like them was Enzo and Cass, and Enzo and Cass were over, but they had some personal problems that unfortunately ruined their momentum. But Enzo and Cass, they were over, and they were never tag champs. But
Jeez, have you seen Enzo lately? Juiced.
Yeah, Enzo's on MLW these days, I see.
Yeah, he's
That's what
jacked.
I think. Yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah, Enzo looked like a maniac right now. Yo, and MLW, man, I actually been doing a little binge watching on MLW. Yeah. I wanna start doing, you know what I'm saying? I wanna start doing some MLW start covering a little bit of MLW.
Oh, yeah, man.
You guys can pull up. We could talk about MLW also, because like I'm really digging this whole angle now with my boy. What's that? The Holiday dude, Richard Holiday.
Yeah, Richard Holiday. Yeah. That was great. That was great.
Yo, don't this dude Alex Hammerstone look like Axel from Street Fighter 5?
Yeah, he does. I think that's what he was going for.
I'm telling you, like,
actually, guys, I don't watch MLW, but I'm gonna start now, I guess, if we want to cover it.
It's actually free on YouTube. They got a YouTube channel.
That's why I watch it.
Yeah, this be my blind tag right here, and like these are cool people, and
Hey, somebody link me in the private chat. Then I'm gonna go sub to it.
Yeah, I'll do that. I ain't trying to throw shade, but I'm gonna be real. Like, really, I'll tell you what the big problem of wrestling today is. The big problem of wrestling is, they're a successful YouTube channel. I'm a big fan of their work, but they have contributed to this toxic culture. I'm talking about those Wrestle Talk dudes, the support Wrestle Talk, those guys.
Fuck Wrestle Talk.
Yeah, like those dudes
they
are
can
cool.
Eat a whole Frank stand.
Because like those dudes are cool and knowledgeable, but like those dudes have contributed to the culture that we're in. And the reason why I say that is because if you go on their YouTube channel, all they talk about is just WWE or AEW, and the wrestling world is a lot bigger than that. There's Impact, there's NWA, there's MLW, there's New Japan. If all of these YouTube channels, if they talked about other wrestling companies, the internet would not be as toxic as it is. But if you look at the big internet YouTubers, they just talk WWE or AEW. And the only time they ever talk about other companies is when a big name from the other company leaves to go to AEW or to go to WWE. And that's the problem.
And that's the thing. What I want to do here. This is just like basically I'm just planting seeds right now. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate you guys coming through to the round table and chopping it up with me and whatever. But this is like the planting seeds. This might not even be the name of the show. I might switch up the name and go to a completely different channel and, have y'all come along with me. And also, I don't want to just talk about WWE. Like, we supposed to be real wrestling fans. We could talk about an Impact. We could talk about an MLW. I'm all for it. And not only that, I want to bring more females around this area too. We need a female opinion when it comes to good old fashioned wrestling.
You better offer some roses, candy, or some Victoria's Secret gift cards or something to get a woman on there.
Man, look. No, not necessarily. Like,
it's hard to find a woman fan. It's hard to find one.
I know a few.
Not necessarily. Just nobody can act like a creep. You know what I'm saying? When a female come through, they'll be, oh my gosh, shorty, you look so sexy. Just don't be like that. Everything will be all right.
I mean,
be like Scott Steiner. Take off your shirt and lay down the bench.
Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Holler if you hear me.
I mean, really, to be honest, wrestling hasn't really been, like, in general, not just WWE or AEW, but like in general, wrestling kind of like took a hit when Undertaker retired, because it's like, what's next?
This motherfucking yo, you got tickets to go see this dude bum the take at his house or something? Like,
what? He's real.
Yo, what the fuck, son?
I'm gonna be honest with you. But as far as wrestling as a whole, actually, I haven't watched Impact in a long time, because Impact has gotten terrible since the early 2000s.
I'm going to be honest with you, Snugs. Right before, it's my last positive memory of WWE. Wrestlemania 35 was a good show. Kofi Mania. Mania 35 was the first Mania we got with like no Taker. And I remember, like, when the show was over, because a lot of stuff happened. Seth beat Brock, Kofi Mania. Kofi won the WWE title. Becky won. Becky 2 belts at the end. And I remember, like, when I was driving home, my friend was like, yo, I just noticed something. I was like, yo, what did you notice? And he was like, Taker wasn't on the show. And I was like, oh, shit, you're right. I didn't even notice that Taker wasn't there. And I still enjoyed the show. You can
have good wrestling and good shows without him, but it's not the same when you don't, as opposed to if he's there. Yeah, like, what you think is great gets times by affinity when he's there.
Yeah, it's like missing your franchise player on your baseball team. You go to the game and watch him, but you're the key guy.
Yeah, it's like the Yankees. Yankees could lose their star player but still win the championship.
Yeah. So. You know what's really killing? You know what's really killing the fans?
Actually,
you know what I hate about the fans is they complain. They don't complain about anything that's like really good, but when they always shit on all the negatives. It's like, just enjoy wrestling and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard to do with WWE's product to enjoy anything, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think, to piggyback on Nate's point, something that a lot of fans do, and a lot of us are guilty of it. is that some fans like they fantasy book so deep that they can't just enjoy what they were watching. Like I just mentioned, Mania 35. People did this, but people did this for Kofi and Big E. All right, people were saying that Kofi's reign was boring, and I was like, no, it's not. You're mad because the whole time you were waiting for a turn that was never going to come. There's never going to be a heel turn.
Yeah.
So because
that shit was trash, my dude. That Kofi title reign was trash.
It was pretty good.
All right. Big E's reign was trash. Kofi actually had a competent reign.
Big E's was okay.
Big E's reign was worse.
Big E's was okay.
Kofi's reign was all right. He had several title matches against multiple people. It's just the problem is that Kofi was a rare example, right? As fans, right? This isn't just WWE. This is wrestling in general. As fans, we are conditioned for heat. We're conditioned to have heels always on top. We're conditioned to have baby faces always chasing. Kofi was a rare example of a babyface champion, no screw job, no heel turn. It was just a straight up babyface champ. And I feel like we fans don't know how to react to a babyface champ anymore. Because it's like you get a babyface champ and it's like people get bored. It's like, well, what are you bored of? Like it's like you're waiting for a turn, you're waiting for an angle, you're waiting for Seth Rollins to turn on the Shield, you're waiting for Hulk Hogan. It's like that's not going to happen.
All right, so check it, Tove. Now, you do make a valid point. You really gotta you gotta go back to my videos on this particular channel because I broke down the Kofi Kingston WWE title reign. You know what I'm saying? Was the matches good? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But what do you expect? You don't expect nothing less from Kofi. He could put on a good match. He's a veteran. The main thing about the Kofi title reign is I won't say that I wanted a heel turn. I just wanted some realism. This motherfucker Randy Orton threatened your family, saying like, "Oh, your dad ain't gonna make it home tonight. I'm gonna be your daddy," or some shit like that. And then this dude comes through and starts throwing pancakes and twerking. Like, yo, my man.
Come on, what's wrong with the pancakes?
Right, that's a fair.
Your fucking family,
right.
And you
hold on. To that point though, if you're gonna make that point, that applies to everybody because I have stated this before with Bianca Belair, with plenty of people. She'll get her ass whooped and jumped and probably even lose a title. I think even when she lost to Becky in 28 seconds.
When she lost to fucking Becky Lynch, the next day
she was swinging her hair.
Right, and that shit right there, Sandman, that shit right there.
You should be pissed.
That shit right there, it all goes back to Cena. Cena was the first person that started that. Cena was the first top guy where he would lose, like he would have a pay-per-view match against Triple H or Orton or Edge, especially Edge. Edge would screw him, and Cena would come out the next night smiling as if nothing happened. And that's the shit that made guys like Rock, Austin, Triple H, Angle, and that whole Attitude Era. That's what puts them on another level because if they got screwed, they came out pissed the next night. If Rock
exactly.
Got screwed, he was pissed.
You knew Stone Cold back in the day when he got screwed over, he was coming in with a big ass truck and he was gonna fuck some shit up.
Right. Yeah.
Right. The only dude I've seen like that, like today, I don't even know anyone like that in WWE. Like, but I say in AEW, Mox has it a little bit. Like when the Elite, when the Elite screwed Mox was still like destroying
Brock
the
Lesnar
Elite every week. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Brock, that's fair. Brock too. Yeah, I'll put Brock in that conversation.
No, fuck that. Even Brock, because remember he came out. It was all smiley.
That's not what happened.
Actually, yes, he was.
When he lost his title to Roman Reigns, he came out at F5 Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about recently when this dude what's his name here? Roman Reigns caused him.
Oh, because he's not mad at Bobby. Remember, he said he was mad at Roman because he's the one that interfered. He had Bobby. He said.
Yeah.
At least Brock is showing motivation to want to get the belt back. So we'll give him that much. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm loving the fact that Brock is putting in some more layers in his character. I definitely give him that.
You know what I hate about WWE fans the most is like you take a guy like Cody, he's fighting in AEW, right? Like Wardlow, he's putting on a great match. WWE fans will be like, Cody stinks, he's overrated. But then when he comes back to WWE, oh, I can't wait for Cody to come back.
Nah, they only do that for Kenny. They don't do that for Cody.
Cody Rhodes is a rat, B. He's about to be Stardust again.
There's nothing wrong with
And then he's about to dig
he
up
can make that work.
dudes. He about to dig up these dudes, the Ascension. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Man, I missed the Ascension.
Did they even get fired? They just disappeared.
Yo,
no,
they
they
really
died.
did. They really did give the Ascension a bad deal. Those guys were cool.
Yo, did they ever get? That should be the topic.
They were funny.
Did the Ascension get fired? I don't think they got fired.
Nah, you know who I missed the most? The Vaudevillains. They had a good theme song when they were.
Yeah, they did. They did.
The
a good
Ascension got
entrance.
released or whatever because they were going to reveal the Illuminati. So
the Ascension was like the first. And what happened was, the Ascension was the first NXT act that was over, and then like they just got killed. And what happened was, in the grand scheme of things, they were low on the totem pole, so like nobody cared. So then, as the years went on, you started seeing more people higher up on the totem pole get fucked up, like a Bray Wyatt or a Keith Lee or an Ember Moon, and so on and so forth. So. But yeah, they were like the first act that kind of got screwed. Them, what was the dude? Bo Dallas. I love Bo.
Bo Dallas was funny.
Believe. That guy was funny.
That dude's funny. Yeah.
What happened this past weekend when Amber Moon was fighting Thunder Rosa? The fans were shitting on the women.
Some asshole was just chanting some racist shit at Thunder Rosa.
Oh my god! I saw Thunder Rosa going off. I'm like, what?
She was like, "Primera pendejo." I was like, "Oh
shit!" Yeah.
Jesus, it's crazy.
But anyway,
I love her finisher, Amber Moon's finisher. I call it the final eclipse or full eclipse. I call it the eclipse. Yeah, I love that finisher.
Her name is Athena now.
Athena. Yeah.
Anyway,
Ember Moon.
To wrap things up, man. Man, damn, I'll be loving these conversations. We be chopping it up big time. Shit. Before we get up out of here, as y'all know, Saturday is Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
What's y'all picks for the Elimination Chamber when it comes to the guys and the gals?
Well, Lesnar's gonna win, so I'm going there with the guys. Women, I really don't care. As long as I see a nip slip, I'll be happy.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see that in a Saudi show.
I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah, he's trying to have them all get murdered. They murder them.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That's my problem with this whole elimination chamber. Why the fuck would you have a women's elimination chamber if they're all gonna be wearing sweaters and turtlenecks?
Yeah,
there ain't no fucking way.
Yo, shout outs to the Good Brothers. I almost died when I was listening to their podcast a few years ago. When they were stuck in Saudi, because the rumor was that they didn't pay him the money, and they didn't know what was going on, and fucking Carl Anderson said that he was like, "What plane is Orton on?" And then Orton was on the other plane. They said Carl said they're not going to kill Orton. He's the main eventer. Let's sit next to him.
Remember, he was like, "Yo, when they figured out Orton on the same plane, he said, oh yeah, we good." So what's your picks for the male and female chamber, Toph?
I'll predict Bianca to win, and unfortunately, with a heavy heart, I'll have to predict Brock to win the male chamber.
Yeah, Malik, what's your picks? Malik, you still there?
The ninjas got him.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm still here. I was doing something, helping out. That's all.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna shut down the show. Like you, would you have any time to say your picks for the Elimination Chamber or?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. My thoughts. Elimination Chamber. I think Brock's gonna win it, hands down. That's my pick as far as the women's Elimination Chamber. I think since we got Alexa Bliss back, I think she'll probably.
How dare you?
Wow, I ain't think of that. Alexa Bliss just might win the chamber.
No, the reason why I call it Alexa Bliss because when she's in the ring, it's a piss break. Because
right. She could wrestle. She's pretty good.
She could give me a golden shower any day of the week.
My dude, you said Brandy Rhodes is good in the ring, so
I didn't say all that. I said she was good on the mic.
Yeah, you know what? Alexa Bliss
she's
is
not
on the mic.
good at anything.
You know what I mean.
Like that bitch can't even cook. Like Brandy Rose
You
is
made
the
that
type to
very-
burn the egg.
I don't know.
Wow,
She's
you
cool,
went so
but
Sleeping in the bed with Cody.
Oh, you talking
That's
about
a-
Brandy Rhodes? Oh yeah, see, but Brandy Rhodes isn't very liked. She wasn't liked at AEW because she was in the ring and talking. The fans, like I said, she's just one of the people that doesn't. She looks good, looks real good, but doesn't appeal to fans. Can't talk and like I said, probably can't. I've seen her wrestle. She can't wrestle.
Yeah,
As far as opening her mouth, people just want her to shut up.
She may be a nice lady. I won't deny that. She may be a nice lady, but other than
I don't even know
that,
about that.
she's just
I
a
heard
weight.
I heard Jim Cornette on his YouTube channel say something. He met her briefly once. He said he wasn't going to say she was the nicest person in the world, but she didn't treat him like a total bitch either.
Yeah, but Jim Cornette sells his
This is
wife.
Jim Cornette we're talking about, right, Nate? Like,
Jim Cornette hates everybody.
Cornette hates everybody.
He
already-
hates everybody, but you know what? He is funny. I got.
Yeah, he is funny.
He's
And he knows
hilarious.
his wrestling.
yeah,
Yeah.
he do be. He has that wordplay.
I still listen to the Dairy Queen. I still listen to the Dairy Queen Cornette rant like once a year, just for.
Holy shit! Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
And last but not least, Snugs. What's your
Well-
picks?
Well, Matt Riddle can't win because he doesn't have boots on, so he's gonna have to lose. Fucking AJ can't win because he's gonna be too busy telling Riddle that he has no boots on, and Bobby Lashley should be the winner because he's gonna beat people who don't have boots on. So it makes sense for Bobby to go over and Brock Lesnar get screwed over by somebody for the bloodline once again,
Oh,
and
there
then.
we go.
And then what should happen is Bobby should then go on to face whoever it is that's supposed to be the up and coming star. It could be, you never know. It could be somebody. It could be Goldberg. It could be
It's gonna be
you know,
Cody Rhodes. It's gonna be
could be.
Stardust. He's gonna be facing Stardust in the
Stardust.
first night.
He could be the American Nightmare.
Man,
He could be the American
Man,
Nightmare because I don't think
La-
AEW
last-
owns that.
Lashley ain't gonna be doing nothing but looking at the lights, man. It's over.
I don't know about that. Lashley gonna fuck some shit up, and
Oh, he
especially
will. He will. Lashley gonna be fucking up the timekeeper and the
Wow.
referee and whoever booked the match because he's gonna be
Wow.
pissed. He's gonna lose.
He's gonna pull a Bret Hart Survivor
Bobby-
Series.
Bobby can do it. I think he's gonna be able to. Because think about it, it makes sense for Bobby to go over because from a
Man,
career perspective.
he's losing, man. I
From a
don't want.
career-
I don't want it to.
It
I
makes
want it to.
sense.
I
Going for
It
Bobby
makes
right
sense.
now.
Lashley to
Fuck
win.
that. Because I'm
want-
still going with that argument. It's a reason why they put the title on Bobby Lashley and didn't keep it on Brock for day one.
Yeah, like if you were gonna let Bob, or you might as well just let Brock keep the title. But like Bobby has it now, so like it's the almighty era, and it makes sense for Bobby to go over in this match because if you think about it, you could put this on his resume that he beat 5 other people that were formidable, not like some random nobody. He's gonna beat.
I would agree with everything you're saying. Unfortunately, they've teased the idea of title versus title 3
Yeah,
times.
to make you think that.
There's
How
no
about-
way they're going
They
to tease
did-
it
they
3
did do that.
times. There's no way
No,
they're going to
no,
tease
no.
it 3 times and not do it. If
Look.
it was once, I would agree, but 3 times, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, look.
yeah,
how much
they
times-
have to
How much
tease it.
How much times they teased Stone Cold versus CM Punk and they never did it?
Yeah,
They never
Exactly.
did it on TV.
No, really,
They
the
never did
video
that on
game.
TV.
yeah, it was video game. Oh, the one backstage segment with him when Austin was back for like
Yeah.
GM day.
I could
That was about
kick
it.
your ass
When CM
backwards.
Punk was like, "Can you say the alphabet backwards?" And Stone Cold
Yeah, I remember
said,
that.
"No, but I can kick
Yeah.
your ass backwards."
Yeah,
That's funny.
Also, Brock Lesnar's not losing 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Yes, he is.
No,
It
he's
does-
not.
that's a superstition that you have, though, because he lost the last pay per view. He can't lose another one.
No,
John
it's Brock
Cena,
Lesnar. Someone that high on the calendar is not losing twice.
Brock Lesnar knows the business. He could take another loss if he wanted to.
Yeah, you're
How
right.
about-
I
how
agree
about
with
this?
you. But it's Vince. Vince is the one that's booking this.
It's not just
It's
Vince.
not Brock. I don't trust. It's
It
Vince.
is
It's
only
also
Vince.
it's also
Vince.
it's also the fact that there's a story that has to be told. There, of course, they tease the title versus title match. That's one way that WWE can actually go, and that storyline does make sense for it to go that way. But there's also the one where I explained where Bobby Lashley can have this under his belt that he beat 5 other formidable former champions, except for Matt Riddle, and then what you would have and Austin Theory. And what you would have is Bobby Lashley having that on his resume, so that way his next opponent, when his next opponent, whoever beats him for the title, eventually, they can be like, I beat the dude who defeated 5 other people in Elimination Chamber, and 3 of those 5 people.
That makes too much sense. WWE makes too much sense.
I agree with you, man. But as it currently is right now, I'll be real. And I love Bobby. Bobby is one of my favorite wrestlers today. But as it is, if by some miracle Bobby walks out of the chamber,
you know what?
WrestleMania, he's going to be third at the top. He's going to be the 3rd or 4th match.
No, watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
I'll also say this. Like, all right, so like if Brock wins, we already know where he's going. He's gonna end up fighting this dude.
But if you have Bobby win, you can put him against Omos.
Wait, but if Bobby Lashley wins, where does he go?
Omos.
Who fights him next?
Omos.
They have no plan for Lashley for Mania.
They never had a plan for the WWE title. That's what I was saying.
Omos can fight Lashley.
What? You almost about to be muted? The fuck?
You don't want to put Omos in a match against Bobby Lashley? They already had a standoff before. Remember when remember how that crowd was chanting? Bobby was a heel. Right. Bobby was a heel, and they were still saying Bobby because he was the underdog in that fight between him and Omos. That's a great match.
They'll do the match. I'm sure they will.
Ain't nobody trying to see Omos as no good guy out of nowhere at that. Like,
no. Bobby would be the good guy.
Yeah, Bobby's really tweener now. He's more tweener than heel. So it'll be tweener Bobby against heel almost. But they'll do that one day. It just won't be.
Yeah, people are gonna get behind Bobby if he goes up against Omos.
What? Like, you know what's a crazy thing? My lady said almost should have been down with the Hurt Business. He should have been like Lashley's bodyguard. That's what he
wouldn't need Shelton and Cedric then. If that was the case.
He wouldn't need them at all.
I guess so.
They would just be standing there.
How about post-Mania we finally get the match I want to see? I want to see title versus title, Lashley versus fucking Lesnar in a fucking cage. UFC match. I want to see that.
I want to see Omos and Bobby.
Bring back the fight pit.
Yeah, fuck it. Lions Den.
Omos and Bobby and Brock Lesnar and Roman at WrestleMania. That'd be a great pay-per-view card. Then you'll add Stone Cold and Kevin Owens.
But I'm not honestly convinced that I'm not even convinced that Brock wins at Mania. I think Roman beats him again. That's what I think.
Yeah. They ain't taking the title off of him until Rock comes back. Or maybe Cody, like I said, if they build Cody up for Roman.
Brock should win. Or Goldberg.
Almost would have been good in Hurt Business. He would have been hurting their fucking food bill. What the fuck they got to feed that guy? Like elephants? Lions?
He's 7'3", 400 pounds.
A bum.
He's very athletic for his size. You got to give him credit, though. He's very athletic.
Celtics could use him.
How is he very athletic? This dude's out there like Andre the Giant in the 70s.
7'3" with all that muscle, and he's moving like that?
Moving like what?
Is his face, man. It's his face. Like, when you look at his face, he keeps looking like he's about to bust out laughing at any minute. I can't take him seriously. He has that look.
I take him seriously.
He's 7'3".
I take him seriously.
He's better than Kali.
The man did a spinning roundhouse kick. Come on.
That shit look mad staff.
Hey, you know what?
7'3".
Hey, you know what though? Kali's music was lit though. That was a banger.
The old Kali music was lit, not the new one.
No, I like Jinder Mahal's theme when he comes out and the flames are like coming up the ramp.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was my Jinder Mahal's champion was goated. That dude was a beast.
I ain't gonna lie, when he first won the belt and he had that first like the coronation, I'll never forget that SmackDown. That shit was actually pretty fly. When he first came out with the strap, that shit was fly as hell.
Jinder's the man.
To quote the late Bobby the Brain Heenan, great look, great theme, and then the bell rung.
Yeah.
All
Jinder's okay in the ring. He just needs to get more moves.
I like when Orton back suplexed one of the Jinder Mahal, those little goons, into the fucking announce table. That was fucking hilarious.
Bollywood boys.
The Bollywood boys.
What I remember about Jinder's reign more than anything was when he won. That was the first time Bray broke kayfabe on Twitter, and he just put "damn." I remember that.
Man, you know what? Like the same fans that ruined Big E was the same fans that ruined Jinder.
Man, Big E should never have been WWE champion. That's just the reality of it. He shouldn't have won that title.
I agree because Bobby was champion, but then again, if he was going to be champion, the fans should have been more behind him than they were.
No, here's the thing: Big E should have still been the Money in the Bank briefcase holder till now. He should have been all the time.
You know what?
All the time he could have been racking up wins.
You know what? Imagine this: Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the unification title. Big E cashes in.
Yeah.
That would have been much more better.
Big E should have won the title when he was with Ziggler. He should have won it when he was with Ziggler.
Y'all were talking about Big E before I came in. What happened was we left the summer and we were getting into the fall. And Survivor Series, they do champion versus champion. And Lashley was WWE champion. Roman was Universal champion. They didn't want to do heel versus heel. So they couldn't do that. So they had to take the belt off of Bobby and they put it on Big E. And they could have did New Day versus the Bloodline at the Survivor Series. But instead, they did it on Raw instead. Then they did Big E versus Roman at Survivor Series, and everybody thought Rock was going to show up, and he didn't show up. So it was what it was. I mean, when I don't mind Big E cash. I'm sorry, you going?
I was going to say I don't mind heel versus heel as long as it's done right.
It could work. It's just Vince typically doesn't like it. I would have been against it.
That's why I like AEW. It doesn't matter face versus face, heel versus heel. As long as it's good, fuck it.
They don't have any stories over there.
Yeah, okay.
And also, the thing about Big E is, if you remember, what also doesn't make sense about Big E is like when Big E was on SmackDown, WWE is so weird because sometimes talking smack is canon and sometimes it isn't canon. They were doing these conversations between Big E and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was giving Big E all these pep talks, and I remember there was even one segment they did where Paul Heyman was talking to Big E, and he said, "When's the last time Roman Reigns mentioned the Shield?" Almost as if he was trying to say, you got to get over to New Day and be your own person. All of it was leading up to Big E cashing in on Roman, but instead they had him cash in on Lashley. It made no sense. It was so rushed. They did it because, football came back. The ratings were going down. I think the week before, AEW and the demo had I think they had a higher demo than Raw did. So it was just a combination of things, and they just panicked. And they put the belt on Big E, but there was no plan. They didn't have a plan going for it, and it was what it was.
And during that whole entire reign, he only had one good match, and that was against Bobby Lashley.
Drew McIntyre.
That was his dude's Bobby Lashley's rematch.
He had a good match against Drew McIntyre.
Anyways, my pick for the chamber, you know what I'm saying, is going to be Lashley, but I'm not going to be surprised if they have Lesnar win and have him go against Roman at the
I got Charlotte winning.
Hold on, wait. At Mania, because they gotta try to sell tickets because ain't nobody buying WrestleMania tickets because they feel like why
bugging.
Fucking me, I'm bugging. These dudes did right now. They had a Valentine's Day 2-for-1 sale.
Everybody's buying tickets to WrestleMania.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I know they're
going back to what I was saying. For the females, I won't be surprised if they have this bitch. Fuck is that? Alexa bitch.
She's awesome.
I won't be surprised if she ends up winning the damn chamber. Why? Because I guess she has the most momentum going into the shit right now without even fucking being in a match.
Wait, what is Charlotte doing at Elimination Chamber? Is she fighting anybody?
It's a tag match, I think. I believe it's
her and Naomi.
Tag match.
Her and
Rousey's fighting.
Right.
Oh, Sonya Deville. Okay, Sonya Deville and Charlotte.
Sonya Deville against Naomi and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I got Charlotte winning that match.
Of course you do.
I got Ronda Rousey for that match.
I got Charlotte popping a boob implant.
It's gonna be a fuck finish. We can all agree on that. That's gonna be.
Charlotte, she's the best right now.
Anyways, yo, You motherfuckers are awesome. Had a great build. Say Tuesday. I don't know the next time I'm going live, but I'm definitely gonna basically
Friday, the day before the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna be busy as hell. Like if anything,
Saturday.
I'm busy all weekend. It's a wrap. Like I'm
Not even like an out. So you're not watching Elimination Chamber?
actually nah. I'm not gonna be able to catch it because I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be busy the whole weekend. I'm gonna have to play catch up.
I might do a
You
live
think-
reaction for Elimination Chamber.
You're gonna
You
have
think
to turn off
Andrade
your
wears that
phone.
mask in bed with Charlotte?
Yo, I'm getting sick and tired of that couple.
Yo, you about to go
It should be me.
open up another can of worms.
It
man.
should have been
think Charlotte
me.
Flair is attractive? Ugh.
Hell yeah.
She got a horse
goddess.
face, man.
Yeah,
She's a goddess.
She be the
Hey,
horsewomen, all right. She's the head
Right
horse.
now, there's no hotter woman besides Bailey and maybe Becky.
Bailey, I can probably get with, but Charlotte, I mean, she too much plastic and
get the
steroids.
fuck out of here. You feel that silly shit this motherfucker just said?
Yeah.
Yo, Snugs. You was asking for this shit. I had to cut your mic completely off.
He threw him out.
You was saying some fucking silly shit.
He got ejected quicker than Lou Pinella in a baseball game.
You know, I fuck with you and all, Snugs, but no. But anyways, I'm about to close up shop. I appreciate all of y'all for joining me, man. The Council Roundtable. And like I said, I'll let y'all know ahead of time when I'm about to go live again, B. Y'all enjoy the Elimination Chamber. Hopefully y'all don't fall asleep.
I'm not. I'm off on weekends. I'll be doing a live reaction to it, and I know how to because I can broadcast it while doing a live reaction.
And just let us know. You know, put your link in the council when you do a live reaction.
Yeah, because like I said, I found a site that's like I said, the site where I can actually show and talk with it. So and I won't get flags. I can't do it on YouTube, but I can do it. I found a site that's probably something I forgot what it was called. What I can do is,
cool.
Yeah, once I broadcast it, I can save the video. I can put an intro on it, and I'm gonna put it up on another site, not YouTube, because YouTube will definitely get flagged because WWE will flag it. But I think I'm on another site where I can show it without getting flagged. I think I'm gonna try.
Well, so you're not gonna go live then?
I'm gonna be live. It's just gonna be. I can broadcast it on. I found a different streaming site where I can broadcast it and not get flagged.
Cool. So basically, I was just saying, like, when you go live, you go post it. You can post a link in the council, and
I post a link. Yeah. I'm gonna try to figure out. I'm gonna figure out how to post a link. Yeah.
All right. So we off this B.
All right.
Peace out, motherfucker.
All right. Peace and blessings, brother.